Welcome back into Rounding Third Baseball, episode 278. What each MLB team is thankful for. I'm Nick. We have Harrison tonight. Happy early Turkey Day to everybody. How are we doing tonight, Harrison?
Fantastic. Happy early Turkey Day to everybody. Hopefully you already have traveled to wherever you're going to, but if not, you're traveling tomorrow. Be safe. This will be a fun one. We got some good ones here, Nick.
Yeah, we definitely do. How's your turkey situation? I think mine's still frozen in the fridge, so I don't know what we're gonna do tomorrow, but we'll see. Whatever.
We're not even having turkey in my house, so we're doing like a brunch
Oh,
thing with like all kinds of goodies, and we're gonna call it good. So we kind of mail in the holiday now. Once you have kids, it's kind of irrelevant.
yeah, love it. All right, well, let's get going. But first, make sure you follow and like us on Facebook. You can subscribe on YouTube. You can also follow on Instagram, Rumble, and TikTok. You can also listen on Spotify and Apple Podcasts or wherever you get your podcasts. We also have our affiliate sponsors, Logitech, MLB Shop, and Lids. You can find these links on the tops of all of our socials. So if you do any shopping for these products, please use our links as we get a nice little kickback with no additional cost to you. Just a great way to support the show. We also have Rounding Third merch on Etsy. If you search Rounding Third Baseball, we have sweatshirts, t-shirts, tumblers, whole bunch of stuff. Just another great way to support the show. So check that out. And we have Patreon. So we are building a small community on Patreon. We post exclusive stuff there. We are going to be putting Family Feud and Jeopardy there for our off-season stuff. So check us out there if you want to be part of those competitions. So Rounding Third Baseball on Patreon. All right. Let's start off with some trades around PSA. Don't deep fry a frozen turkey. Yeah, well,
some of the videos of those deep frying accidents are horrifying.
Yeah, all set. I'd rather blow my fingers off with fireworks, I think. Anyways,
we know somebody who's done that, but anyways,
yeah.
I've had a deep fried turkey. Amazing. I will never do one.
I always butcher this name. Is it splatchcock it? It's where you like break the breastbone and flatten it out, and it takes like way less time to cook.
Yeah, wow it. I don't know.
Whatever. Yeah, it's something like that. I don't know. Anyways, back to the baseball stuff. So this happens yesterday. Sonny Gray to the Red Sox for our boy Dick Fitz and Brandon Clark. Is this just the first shoe to drop for the Sox, or is this the patented, well, we did something move?
I think it's still to be determined. The rumors are the Red Sox are very much, feeling like they need to do something big this offseason. They are talking to Bregman, talking to Alonso, apparently Ranger Suarez. There's a lot of activity happening, it sounds like, kind of behind the scenes. And I'm hopeful that means the Red Sox will do more. I'll believe it when I see it, but the rumors are Breslow's been told to go after it.
Yeah, and I feel like he is. This was a need for the Sox, right? We knew we called it. Sonny Gray's been on the trade market since the middle of last year, really. So we knew he was going to get moved, and I do like this. You're bolstering the rotation for sure. So, yes. Real Phil, hang on to this question because we are going to get to your Angels. So hang on just a second. We will get to you, I promise. But yeah, I think this is the first step in what the Red Sox are going to do. I think they are going to make other moves. All indications are they are going to overspend for Pete Alonso. I saw a report today saying the Red Sox are going to be all in to offer him a mega contract. Because we've said it, I've said it, we need that right-handed bat in Fenway Park. We've been missing it for quite a while. So I think this is the first move that Breslow is hopefully going to make this offseason. So,
yeah, I agree. I think there's more to come. I think the Red Sox I think they've gotten enough heat from the fans. I think they've heard enough of the booing and comments that they're actually going to make a run for it. And thankfully, in this trade for Sonny Gray, they got like $20 million in cash towards the contract. So
yes,
you're not paying full boat because that was a pricey contract.
Yep. Mike says, I feel like this is trade feels to me that Scooble Scanes and Joe Ryan prices were crazy high right now, so they went this route to start. And yeah, I mean, who knows? They could turn around and send Sonny Gray out in a better package. This, you do that all the time in video games, right? Trade this guy, and you just keep trading up, trading up, trading up.
Yep.
Maybe that could happen for sure. But yeah, and John Temple, I'm with you. It's a steal of a deal. If the Cardinals are going to eat the money, absolutely, I'll take 35-year-old Sonny Gray. That has proven he can still get guys out. Now the AL is a different story. We'll get to the Blue Jays. We'll get to the Yankees. AL East is a different animal. However, I'm still taking it over the options we have right now.
Yeah, I don't necessarily think this is the strong number 2 they were hoping for. I think he could be a good number 2. But I don't think they're done. And I think if any AL East baseball fans remember, Sonny Gray spent 2 seasons in New York and was pretty awful there. So of course Yankees fans, think this is hilarious, but that was not the Sonny Gray of today. Is not the Sonny Gray of old. He's matured as a pitcher. He's a different guy now.
Yep, agree. So we'll see if the Red Sox got any more tricks up their sleeves, but the Red Sox fan in me is hopeful, and the Red Sox fan in me is saying they're done for the offseason. But,
Yeah. Unfortunately, the realist in me feels like this is it. Like this will be all they do. The hopeful fan in me is saying like, okay, they're going to make a run for it. This is just the very starting point.
Yeah. We can hope. What's going on, Jeff? Welcome, buddy. All right. And then this just dropped not that long ago. Dylan Cease signs with the Blue Jays, 7 years, $210 million. Is this a good move for the Jays, paying this guy $30 million a year?
I mean, I think every other year it'll be a good move for them because he's proven to basically be an every other year guy. He's like the new age Rick Porcello. He's a Cy Young candidate in the even years and terrible in the odd years. I think that this is a great move for the Blue Jays. I don't love the 7 years. The 30 mil is not bad for a guy of his caliber. 7 feels long. But I think he's a great addition to that rotation. He is, kind of the I want to say he's the ace they've been missing since Manoah kind of got lost, but Goslin's really kind of stepped into that ace role. But you now look at that rotation, and you've kind of got 2 guys at the top of that rotation that are ace quality, and then really good arms behind them.
Really, really good arms in Savage. Like like he could possibly be the ace out of the 3.
Yeah,
that's how good that kid's stuff is. So
that rotation's nasty.
Yeah, I think this was I think this shows that this wasn't over by the Blue Jays. The Blue Jays really love Dylan Cease because to me, it's the years that proves that this isn't over by, right?
Yeah.
Because Dylan Cease is like 7 years. Yep, boom, I'm taking it. Like we're still in November. So that tells me the other deals he was getting was like 4 or 5 tops. And then the Blue Jays come in and just absolutely like, hey, what will it take to get you here? He says 7 years, and they go, boom, done. Right. So for me, it feels like a little bit of a stretch and an overbuy for the Blue Jays. But if they figure that this is their window, then they have to do that. Right. That, it's something they can possibly deal with later down the road.
Yeah. And I think the thing we always forget about with Dylan Cease is the fact he's only 29. This is the guy who feels like he's been in the league a long time.
Yeah.
This guy is 29. This gets him to like his age 36, almost into his age 37 season. You're not paying a guy until his 40th birthday with this deal. So 7 years feels long. But given his age, you're probably going to get 4 or 5 solid years out of this guy. And a change of scenery might be good. Going to Toronto, being in that environment, that's a great ballpark. I think in most cases for pitchers to pitch in. I think it's good for him.
Yeah. Yeah, Jeff says, kind of hope the Tigers would have looked at him, but I guess they got bigger fish to fry.
They got Scooble to pay.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to call him a bigger fish, I don't know how much better he is than Dylan Cease. That's a joke. That's a joke. Easy.
And canceled by Nick.
Yeah. Captain says, yeah, he'll get you 2 to 225 Ks a year. Yeah, and to back that up, he will do that by going out every day, like Mike says. He's durable. He doesn't think he's an ace. He's too inconsistent, and I can agree with that to a degree. But I'll take inconsistent if you're taking the ball for me 32 times a year.
Yeah, I mean, since 2021, he's made no fewer than 32 starts a season. 2 seasons in 23 and 24, he made 33 starts. He is out there always.
Yeah, sorry, Brandon. Please don't unfollow. Please don't. Yeah, just kidding. But I mean, yeah, I think Detroit's in a weird spot right now because they have to get Skubal done and behind them before they can even figure out which direction they're moving, right? I mean, that's obviously the only offseason thing that they have to really focus on right now is to figure out what they're doing there. Are they going to pay him? Are they going to move on from him? I mean, this is a once in a generation talent you got right now. You got to find a way to keep him on your team if you want to stay anywhere competitive.
Well, it is. And it's not like you can start the season and then trade him at the deadline because then you're just going to blow your season up. So it's kind of one of those things where your whole offseason right now is dependent upon, can you sign him? If the answer is yes, great, you do that. Then you fill out the holes you've got. If the answer is no, well, you got to deal him now because you got to rebuild that roster to go into the season. You can't start with Skubal on opening day, deal him off in July, and be like, oh well, like we're gonna try to make it work to get to the playoffs. Like you're basically hamstringing yourself for the year.
Yeah, and I ultimately agree with you, Jeff. He does want to stay a Tiger. He said that. So I think they will find a way to do it. It's just going to cost a pretty penny for sure. That Little Caesars pizzas are definitely going up in price.
Well, if Dylan Cease is 7 years, 210, I mean, what's Skubal? 10 years, 400? I mean, what are we talking about here?
Yeah, he's at least $40 million a year. There's no doubt in my mind.
I mean, Sonny Gray's getting 35. Dylan Cease is getting 30. Cole's getting what, 36?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, 40 million is the number probably.
Yikes. Crazy.
And it's going to take a 10-year contract because, Skubal's got time.
Yep. I ate some hot and readies tonight to try to bolster the payroll for the Tigers. Nice job.
That boy. All right. Help out the cause. I mean, Skubal's 29 also. So yeah, maybe it's like an 8-year deal, but
still
it's
gonna be a hefty one for sure.
I mean, the funny thing is Skubal and Cease are almost the same age. And yet it feels like Cease has been around friggin' forever.
Yeah. Yeah. Michael says Skubal's getting 40 to 45 per. Yeah. Don't doubt it. So with the Blue Jays seeming like they're going all in because they're still in with the Kyle Tucker talks a little bit here. And the Red Sox seem like they're gearing up. The Yankees are the Yankees. Is the AL shaping up to be the quote unquote AL of old where we had 3 or 4 really dominant teams?
I mean, it seems that way. I mean, unless the Yankees are going to institute this little payroll thing that they've talked about, which maybe they will. But don't worry, they got their man Trent Grisham 1 year, $22 million, steal of a deal. I mean, the Yankees. The hard part of the Yankees is they're not going to be fully healthy till like mid-season. So like I don't know that you're going to see the full kind of power of the Yankees until the middle of the year. Blue Jays will be loaded. Red Sox, it sounds like, are loading up. This could be the AL East could become a gauntlet. And then don't forget about the Orioles, who, if they could just find a little bit of pitching and those young guys come back around, could be dangerous.
Yeah.
And the Rays, who are always there somehow.
Right. Yeah. And they got a third baseman that's going to spend another year in the league after his rookie year, probably hit 50 bombs next year. I mean, that team's just going to get better. So.
Michael, do not come in here and just rain on our parade.
I know. And
I am so afraid that they will stop there and say, look what we did. Aren't you so proud of us?
Yep. Because that's the track record. It is.
It is.
All right. Moving on. Anthony Rendon fleeced the Angels here. So the Angels are trying to buy out Rendon's contract in hopes he just retires. Will this get done? And this is a rhetorical question, really, but is this the worst contract in baseball history?
Yes, and it's not close. I think this contract is now clearly the worst in history. And the reality of it is Rendon hasn't been healthy. Even when he's been healthy, he hasn't wanted to play. He's found reasons not to play. I think it's got to get done. You've got to just move on. This guy doesn't want to play anymore. He said for years he does. It's just a job. He's not interested. He's not that interested in it anymore. He was so elite before like 2020, and it's not a good ending for him. But they're better off to just find a way to cut him a check and just move on because he's not playing this year anyways. It's kind of pointless.
Yeah, I think it's absolutely time to put him in the rearview mirror. It's strung on for way too long, and it just needs to end. So, like you said, the Angels can move on. They have young pieces there. They can start to rebuild. Just pay the man, get him out of your sight, out of his clubhouse. He's not even going to be a thought for you anymore. Just Rendon never happened. Here's your check. Go away. We're done. Thank you so much. And it's unreal for me, like as a baseball player growing up, and this being the ultimate dream, right? To step foot on an MLB field, hell, to even just get one at bat, it would have meant the world to me. For these guys to quote unquote take it for granted, I know it's not all of them, but for someone to see somebody like this treat the game like he has and treat an organization, treat his teammates like that, it infuriates me. It makes me really, really mad.
And the worst part about it is he doesn't care.
No.
Like he has zero concern with what he's done and zero concern with where he stands. He looks at it as, I got mine, I got my bag, I got my ring. I never loved this game anyways. It was just a job. I'm glad I'm not doing it anymore. And he quit on them years ago. And then it was just a matter of finding reasons not to play.
Crazy. Absolutely. I'll never get it.
I'm sure some of the injuries were legit. I'm sure some of them were kind of overblown because he just didn't want to play. But the dude just flat out quit. And he's actually lucky the Angels aren't going back into that contract and finding a clause to terminate it and get some money back. But they're going to send him out on his way in hopefully a quiet and easy way to do it. They owe him the money. You know, the hope is that he'll defer it out and they can take some of the burden off for the next few years. But this dude has been nothing but an anchor for them.
Yeah. I mean, it's a travesty. I just don't get it. I really don't.
He was a top 10 player in all of baseball. Not top 10 third baseman, top 10 player.
Yeah.
In 17, 18, and 19.
Mm-hmm.
He was a monster.
Michael, I think everybody in this chat and on this show would play for 1/10 of his contract.
Yep.
I mean, it's crazy. And Curtis, he got a ring and quit 1,000%. He got the ring in Washington. He got his paycheck and then bang, he's done. It is crazy how good he was to what he turned into the Angels. Yeah, biggest downfall, but it's like everyone said, he just quit. That's it.
Doesn't care.
But no.
And it was ironic when he talked about baseball being a job when he was a top 10 player and went out there every day and raked. It wasn't funny anymore when he was playing 30 games a year, talking about not loving baseball.
Right.
Like the dude just misplayed everything about this.
Yep. For sure. So hopefully they pay and we're done. We don't have to talk about this dude anymore. So moving on.
The hard part for the Angels is we're probably going to be paying him for a long time.
Yeah.
This is, I think there's a comment, how let's not turn this into a Bobby Bonilla. Yeah. Mike, this is going to be a Bobby Bonilla deal. They're going to stretch this out as long as they possibly can and just try to find a way to eat that contract slowly, but take the pressure off of this year or the next few years.
Yep. 1,000%. All right. So to the Rockies, here's our 10-minute Rocky spiel that we've had for the last, 3 or 4 episodes.
We've talked more Rockies in like the last month than we have ever.
It has been awesome. Oh, look at that. My mom chimes in with the Jamie Moyer. So
wow, she's good. She's fast.
She was on it. That is awesome. Michael just missed it.
She beat Michael by 3 seconds.
That is crazy. First of all, I'm impressed my mom knows who Jamie Moyer is. I guess she's seen his face enough. So, So there he is right there.
Mama Arno for nailing that one. Wow.
Yeah, that's awesome. Love it. All right. So Warren Schaefer is staying as the Rockies manager. Do we like this? He was the interim last year. I mean, does it matter?
all right. Let's go back into the Paul DePodesta thing for a minute. So you bring a guy back into baseball after 10 years in football that's going to put analytics in. He's going to do his thing. His first move is to retain the guy who was there last year. Almost always, these general managers and president of baseball ops guys bring their own people in. The problem is DePodesta's been out of baseball so long, he doesn't have his own people. He doesn't have somebody who's going to call him and be like, hey, come manage for me. It's the easy cop out move. We'll just keep him because I don't know any better. Like, this is no offense to Warren Schaefer. Like, I think Warren Schaefer's a solid baseball guy. Not sure he's a manager, but DePodesta just keeps him because he's got nobody else to call. Like, this is sad. Like, they didn't talk to anybody. They didn't even make him like interview for the job. They're just like, you can keep it.
Yeah, I mean that's a fair point. I never really thought of it that way, but I mean, honestly, I didn't really think about it. Period, because
It's the Rockies.
Yeah, I mean, who comes in there and completely flips that team on their head? Is there anybody available out there that could come in and flip that team on its head?
I think there are managers out there that in the right situation would come in and do this. But you've got to give those guys some leeway. You got to give those guys a commitment and some kind of a guarantee that they won't get fired next year when they stink. But I think there's people out there that would take that job for the right deal. Yes, there are managers that would take that job.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, changing the culture by keeping the same manager from last year, he went 36-86. I mean, yeah, it's a fair point.
I mean, no manager is going to show up there and all of a sudden they're a 500 ball club. Like, that's
right.
That's not even an option. But like, a new guy comes into town and just keeps the old guy because he's got nobody in his inner circle to call. Like, that to me is mind boggling.
Yeah. Yeah. I guess it doesn't really matter who's in that seat, to your point, right now. I mean, maybe if they can start changing the way they play baseball, or they hit on a couple draft picks, or, these kids in the minors come up and make an impact, and we start seeing quote unquote better Rockies baseball, then it's going to matter who's in that seat. And again, like you said, not trying to take anything away from Warren Schaefer, like, you're trying to work with not a lot. Like, what can you really do? Does it matter who sits in that seat? You could put the most winningest manager of all time in that seat, and it's not going to matter.
Yeah, Sparky Anderson might win 50 games there. Like, it doesn't. It's just not going to make much of a difference. And honestly, maybe in Warren Schaefer's defense, maybe he and DePodesta had some conversations, and DePodesta's like, well, this guy's the right guy to implement what I'm trying to do. Maybe there is a fit there, but
yeah,
I have a tough time believing that a new guy comes into town, they interview nobody, and they just give the old guy back his job, or the interim guy back his job.
Yeah. Yeah. This is the purest definition of up the creek without a paddle.
Yep.
Yeah. 1,000%. I literally asked Chris Iannetta if he wanted to ever manage. He said no. I mean, this would be a tough job to sell to any MLB manager, right?
Yep.
It would be.
It's not easy. I mean, the cupboard's bare. We got nothing coming talent-wise. We've got no real budget or plan to spend. Do you think you can make something out of this? To that, I'd be like, well, can I do it my way? And can you give me a 3-year commitment? So I'm not just going to get my contract's going to require a 3-year payout, because I'm not going to show up for 1 year and get canned because you guys did nothing.
Yeah, I think for me, it seems from the outside looking in, right? It's the lack of direction.
Yeah.
Like, you are at the bottom. There really is only one direction. And we're still not heading in that direction. Like, what are we doing?
No, I mean, they're in the basement and they're trying to find new lows. Like, they're still digging.
I don't get it.
Stop already.
Yeah, exactly. So.
But
all right, on to the next segment. We had a little fun with this, so hang with us. This is what MLB teams are most thankful for, and thankful is definitely going to be in quotation marks here, because Well, you'll see. It's going to be a sarcastic and fun. So, having some fun with it. Here we go. We'll start with Michael Simpson's Braves, who are thankful for a front office that locks up durable stars for 12 years before they hit arbitration because injuries aren't forever.
But a diamond is, which this team may not be winning anything with a diamond on if they can't keep guys in the field.
Yeah, I mean, we said when they locked all these guys up that this is either going to be the most genius move ever or it's going to backfire. And so far, it has backfired. You got the one championship in 2021, but it is backfired. All these guys that you sign long term cannot stay on the field. So, I mean, fair point, Jeff, right? They all are team friendly deals. That's the one thing that is helping them. But have they really paid off?
I mean, not yet. I mean, Anthopoulos did a great job of locking up really talented guys on team friendly deals for a long time. However, those guys need to play. Like, they need to be on the field. And the last couple of years have been a little bit of a challenge for them.
A little bit.
Last year was especially bad. Year before that wasn't so bad, but then they got was it last year they got bumped in the first round after the break? Like, they looked great and they fell apart.
Yeah, 2024 they stumbled into the postseason.
Yeah.
But it was man, it was pretty bad.
Kind of fell apart. But I mean, I think Alex Anthopoulos is still a great baseball guy. He's done a really good job to lock up a boatload of talent cheap. He just needs those guys to get on the field and play.
Yeah.
And they're not doing that enough right now.
Yeah, Cooper, thank God injuries aren't forever. Yeah. All right. The Nationals
until they are.
Yeah. Fair. Nationals are thankful for that expectations are so low that they aren't totally unwatchable. Kind of an oxymoron there.
Yeah, and I'll throw another one in there. They've won more World Series in the last 10 years than the Yankees have. Just gonna throw that out there.
All right. Yeah. I mean, yeah,
you can go with that.
Yeah. Are Nationals up and coming, or are they just going to hover where they are?
I think the Nationals are up and coming. I think getting the whole Strasburg thing behind them frees up some payroll. I think they're finally done with the Max Scherzer deferred money that they owed a boatload. Like, I think they've cleared the decks of a lot of bad, dead, old contract money. And I think you're going to see them start to do some stuff. And I do think they're up and coming. I mean, we've seen James Wood. We've seen CJ Abram. Mackenzie Gore. Who knows if he's there next year, but if not, he'll come back with a package of players. I think that is a team that's on the way up. However, they're on the way up in a very difficult division.
Yes.
Because the Marlins are on the way up too and have more talent, young talent, than the Nationals do.
Yeah. And at least they're not the Wizards. That's also a good point.
Oh, that's rough.
Yeah. All right. The Mets are thankful for, no matter how wild this market gets, Steve Cohen is always ready to swipe his credit card. And they're thankful for being the best soap opera in the MLB, which still attracts top-tier free agents somehow.
I mean, didn't Steve Cohen just sell that gold toilet for like $12 million? Wasn't that Steve Cohen that did that?
I think so.
I mean, Uncle Steve's got endless money. That the team lost. The team took a loss of $365 million last year that he paid for out of his pocket. I think that puts him. He's like half $1 billion deep into this team's operating losses since he took over.
The past 2 years, period.
Yeah, basically, and since he took over 2 years ago, the dude has done nothing but spend money for disappointing results. I mean, this year, highly disappointing results.
And I don't. He's not done.
No, he's not. He's going to keep spending. He's going to continue to. The problem is Steve Cohen is owner and fan. And you can see situations where he runs this like a fan, like the Juan Soto contract. Insane contract. Never going to make sense. But that was him being a fan.
Yeah. Ready to swipe the card and making good money choices are two different things. Are we sure Cohen isn't using girl math?
He's using fan math. The ones that want everybody to spend $500 million a year that they don't have.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's doing fan math.
Yep. Money doesn't buy heart. 1,000%. If you're not investing in the correct players, you're asking for the results that the Mets are giving you.
Yeah,
for sure.
And
yeah, 500 team, no playoffs. Agree.
We said it going into the season, they're going to hit, but they don't have enough pitching. Not enough pitching. And we looked like fools for the first half of the year until it caught up and the pitching fell apart, and then they were terrible.
Which we also said, our thanks to Sean, one of our favorite lines is water will find its level.
Yep.
And baseball has a way of working itself out in 162 games, and it definitely did for the Mets there.
Yep.
So
it finds you.
Yep. All right. The Marlins are thankful for fleecing the Orioles last offseason. Getting Stowers and Norby. I mean, those two alone. I mean, they fleeced the rest of the MLB at the deadline too, because you called it. You said the Marlins won the deadline in 24, I think it was.
Yeah, last year the 2024 they won the trade deadline, and because they did. I mean, they took so many top prospects from so many different teams, and now it's starting to pay dividends.
Yep. So, yeah, little quick one for the Marlins, but I mean, for sure, Stowers is a beast, and he's only going to get better down there too. So,
well, and they're talking extension with him already, and they're pretty far apart, but that's typical at this stage. But you lock a guy like that up to show you're making a commitment, go add a few more pieces. This could be an interesting team. Like we said last week, keep an eye on the Marlins. This is a team that's going to be interesting to watch next year.
Yep, because they were close this year. I mean, close, but a lot closer than we ever thought they were going to be.
Way more competitive than anybody expected them to be.
Yep, 1,000%.
Way more. Well, they're thankful that they're not the Dolphins.
Yeah,
yep. I mean, yeah. And what is the Mets' future? See Padres. I mean, you're not wrong.
Nope.
Same
but the Mets have the financial backing where the Padres don't. That's the difference there.
Yeah, they do not.
Phillies are thankful for the most loyal fans that boo them whenever they get the chance, and the best postseason roster that never wins.
I mean, it's hard to be a Phillies fan these last few years, I'm sure. Every year it's, man, they're so good. They're so loaded. They've added more pitching. Last year they went crazy adding pitching. Year before that, they beefed up the lineup. And then every postseason they lay an egg. It's just every single postseason.
Yeah. I mean,
brutal.
When I went to Citizens Bank Park, I think last year, I've told this story before, but it just blew my mind. It's like the bottom of the first inning. And Alec Bohm makes a tough play in the hole, a spin throw that pulls Bryce Harper off the bag. Like it was a do or die play. It was a tough play in the hole. And Citizens Bank Park just rained down the boos.
Yeah.
And I was like, it is a tough play. And it's the first inning. I was like, holy smokes. I can't imagine what it is like to play in an atmosphere like that.
Yeah. I can't imagine. I mean, I see why some players are like, oh, I don't want to go there. Because I can see it. Like, I get it.
Yeah.
And honestly, like, there's a part of me watching the Phillies flame out every year that's like, man, it couldn't happen to a better fan base. Because Phillies fans, and, Tommy, who's a Phillies fan, who's on the show in the chat every so often, agrees. Like, Phillies fans are terrible. They're some of the worst fans in sports.
Right. Which ruins it for the ones that are loyal and treat them with respect.
That's the shame, because there's a lot of good Phillies fans out there. But in general, that fan base is terrible.
Yeah.
Just terrible.
I just couldn't wrap my mind around that. Like, I mean, it was a tough play. It's not like it was a routine grounder that he booted straight up, right? Like, I mean, just crazy.
The comments, JD Drew's thankful they don't throw batteries anymore. Michael comes right back with the Phillies are thankful the fans don't throw batteries at them. Cap and oh wait, they do. The Phillies are thankful this is the last year for the open window. Yeah, you might be right.
Yep.
Some people don't deserve nice things. Phillies fans throw snowballs at Santa. Like, It's all true though. It's Philly. They boo Santa. Like, yeah. I mean, we all know the reputation of Phillies fans.
Probably batteries in ice balls.
I mean, sure.
Terrible.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah.
Wouldn't be surprised.
It's not pretty there in Philly. if Schwarber doesn't resign, Suarez is gone. What happens to them? What direction do they go?
Yeah, Remuto's looking like he's going to end up somewhere else. I mean, that team.
Did you see the Red Sox are in on Remuto?
I know. I saw that. I was like, for what? Like, as your backup catcher, or are you going to like plunk Narvaez on the bench for Remuto?
I think you signed Connor Wong, but I think you're probably going to look to ship him out.
Yeah, you'd have to, because there's no way you're not going to send him down.
No,
but it's weird. But I mean, you're looking at Schwarber's now rumored heavily to the Reds. You've got Remuto, who's talking to a bunch of other teams. Suarez apparently isn't even talking to the Phillies, and that team's going to look a lot different next year. Now, granted, Dombrowski's going to go spend some money on somebody to fill some holes, but like they can't trade Castellanos. There's no market right now for Bohm until the whole Bregman thing sets itself. But you still need a third baseman. Like, I don't know. I don't know what they're going to do. It could be a tough offseason for them.
Yeah, I agree. The Brewers are thankful for the ability to lose every first postseason series every year for eternity. I mean, I just feel so bad for this organization. They are always good enough to get into the playoffs just to get bounced. Every first series they play. Like, thanks for coming, but you can go home now.
Yeah, and they finally broke through and won a series this year and then got smoked. Like, it wasn't close. Like, you took down your rival Cubs, and then you got absolutely destroyed by the Dodgers. Like, it was like rec league. It was so bad.
Yeah, and we were hoping that this was the team that could possibly compete with the Dodgers because of the type of baseball they played, and they definitely didn't play their type of baseball in that series. It was completely dictated by the Dodgers, and at no point were the Brewers even in that series.
No, it was not even competitive.
No.
But it exposed the Brewers as they're good. They're a good team in the regular season, but against the elite, they're just not there yet.
No. The Cardinals are thankful for a fresh start with Bloom at the Heim, I put.
Nice.
Yeah, they like that. I think the Cardinals are going to be really stinking good in 4 to 5 years. You got to give them that window. Heim Bloom will replenish the farm, and he'll do a pretty damn good job at it. It will be a tough 2 or 3 years of growing pains, but once he does that, you will definitely see the benefits of having him at the helm.
At the Heim, you mean?
At the Heim. Yep, my bad.
I mean, we got to witness Heim Bloom firsthand as Sox fans, and he did exactly what he said he was going to do. He took a kind of empty farm system, jacked it right up, loaded up a bunch of young talent, made a bunch of moves that made you scratch your head at the time. Like, why are you doing that? With guys that ended up working out that came through the system. Didn't spend a lot of money, which made ownership happy. Unfortunately, he's the guy known for trading Mookie Betts. Ouch. But I think if I'm a Cardinals fan, I'm really excited about what the future holds, but I'm buckling in for a tough couple of years.
Yep. This one might be accurate. Yeah. They're thankful for Budweiser. The Cards are never far. I never ruled them out. That they are that type of team. We thought they were out of it this year, and then we look up and it's like, wait, Cardinals have a shot at this. We're like, what?
Well, and Heim will make moves to keep them competitive. He won't necessarily go all in as he builds the core,
right?
But that team won't all of a sudden be like a 60-win team. Like they will be competitive.
Yeah. Will he draft pitchers this time, though? I mean, I think the Cardinals actually have decent pitching prospects down there right now. I believe that's what I read.
The Cardinals do. They're pitching heavy in the minor league system. And honestly, like I always appreciated the fact that Heim Bloom said, "Look, I don't know what a pitcher's got until he gets to like AA.
Right.
I'll trade for those guys. I'll draft position players that I can project, but I'll wait to see pitchers develop and then go get them."
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The Rays have done that forever. They make so many trades within the minor league system to go get arms once they develop.
Right. Yeah. And they just pump them out left and right.
Yeah,
It's crazy.
there's 3D print pitchers.
Yep. All right. The Reds are thankful for Tito Francona and the ability to scrimmage the Dodgers in the playoffs.
Yep. I mean,
Could be thankful for Kyle Schwarber under their Christmas tree this year.
They might be. I mean, that is an extremely young team with really good young talent that, another veteran or two, could make a lot of difference there. But I think Tito's the right guy to lead them ahead. I think the talent is there. I think a couple more moves, and that is a dangerous team.
Yeah. I mean, they're already a couple steps ahead of where we thought they were. We love the Tito hire. We're like, okay, they're 2-3 years out and they're going to be really stinking good. And then here they are making the postseason this year. And we're like, okay, they're ahead of schedule. So I think it was, I know you went to the playoffs and you got absolutely smoked. I mean, you got your asses handed to you by the Dodgers.
Bad.
But you still got there.
Yeah.
The other teams in the MLB didn't. Like, your team still got there. That's only going to instill more confidence into your players going forward. So,
yep.
Yeah, and everybody's with us. Like, Tito was the best hire for the Reds. And we called it last offseason. Like, it kind of came out of left field. We didn't expect it. Like, we thought Tito was done as soon as he left the Guardians.
Yeah, it sounded like he was retired and playing golf.
Yeah. And then it was like the first week in November, and they're like, the Reds hired Tito Francona, and we're like, wait, what? Like, he was available?
Yeah.
So yeah, I love it right there for sure.
Yeah. The future is bright in Cincinnati.
Yes. The Pirates are thankful for a competitive, an owner that will spend, well, Paul Skeens is good and PNC is nice.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, if I'm a Pirates fan, the only thing I'm thankful for is the fact Paul Skeens is awesome. The ballpark's beautiful, and we still have a team, but that's about it. I mean, that's a team that's not going to be competitive probably in our lifetimes at this rate. They're not going to spend money. I mean, Ben Cherington says they're going to spend some money, but it'll never be enough. They're not going to keep young talent. They're not going to, they're just not going to be, they're not going to be anything.
No.
And
it's too bad. I've said this. I visited this park this year. I was blown away. It is by far, out of the 15 parks I've been to so far, this is head and shoulders above anything I've been to so far. I've been to some great parks. PNC is its own like baseball mecca. It is incredible. The history they have around the ballpark. The ballpark's gorgeous. Clemente Bridge in the background. I mean, everything. Right on the river.
Yep.
It's immaculate. It is just a shame that they just put a trash heap on the field, minus Paul Skeens, every single day. It's a shame. But
it's disappointing.
Yeah. All right. The Cubs are thankful for a fan base that always believes that next year will be their year. That's all I kind of got with the Cubs.
I mean as Red Sox fans for years, that's how we felt. It was always next year's the year. Next year's the year. I think Cubs fans won in 2016. And, I think that every year they're like, okay, like we could do this again. We could do it again. But it's always something. It's a Justin Steele injury. It's the offense imploding down the second half of the year, trying to come back in the playoffs, but they just couldn't get anything really going. They're always just good enough to make you think, oh, they could, but then they don't.
Yeah. Nailed it. I mean, you trade for Kyle Tucker. We thought like that was going to be a huge step in the right direction for the Cubs. Seiya Suzuki starts off on fire, hitting the ball out of the ballpark like crazy. And then offense was nowhere to be found. It was a tough year. So, well, maybe next year for the Cubs. We'll see. Yeah. Jeff's going to Pittsburgh next year. Yeah, man, you'll love it. It's absolutely insane. I'm hoping we can get our baseball trip over to Wrigley next year, Harrison. That's where I really want to go.
Oh yeah.
hopefully we can get up to Minnesota, Milwaukee, hit both Chicago's would be pretty awesome to do in one trip there. And the Cubs are thankful for the playoffs possibilities again.
Yep.
Yeah. Definitely could get there.
Yeah, that's a team that's always going to be. They're always going to be around. They're always going to be in it. They just don't seem to ever have enough to get it done.
No. All right. The Giants are thankful for the Devers trade, putting them over the top to be able to compete in the NL West. And finally landing a free agent last year. So obviously the first one is tongue in cheek. The second one, they probably actually are thankful for landing their free agent finally, because he did hit 30 bombs and broke that streak of no 30 home run guy since Barry Bonds. So one not legit, one kind of legit here. What are the San Francisco Giants?
I think the Giants are one of those teams that's kind of like the Cubs. They're going to hang around. They're going to be good, but they're just not going to be good enough. And maybe we'll be wrong. Maybe Vitello's going to, change things for them. But I mean, I don't suspect Raffy Devers is, necessarily a huge impact for them. I mean, his numbers in San Fran, 90 games, were not good. That ballpark does not play to his strength. So I just don't know that Devers becomes the player they hope he is. I think he'll still be good, but he won't be the Devers we all got used to. But they desperately need to land some more free agents, ideally some pitching. I just don't know if they've got the budget for it, but I hope they do, because otherwise they're going to be one of those teams like the Cubs that's just kind of in it, but never really a threat.
Does re-signing Justin Verlander and signing Max Scherzer do anything for that pitching staff?
It gives you some depth, but at this point, you've got Logan Webb, who's an animal, and you got to string some more guys around him. You just don't have enough. You don't have enough. Kind of, I would say, quality arms in that rotation.
Agree fully.
You got guys, but you don't have quality arms.
Agree. And Jeff, I've been saying this. I think so too. I think Verlander does a tour in Detroit and calls it a career. That's my hope, anyways, for sure.
Captain, Cubs are thankful the White Sox are not better.
Fair.
They're the toast of New York. They're the toast of Chicago.
Yep.
Not necessarily saying a lot.
No. All right. The Padres are thankful for the most exciting offseason rumors that never land, and when they do, they really help the team.
I mean, there's a lot to unpack there, but yes. The Padres, like the Red Sox, they're in on everybody. They're going to do big things, big plans, and then they miss on a bunch of things. And they do make a move, and you're like, oh, that was dumb. Xander Bogaerts, 11-year deal. Yeah, let's do it. Let's re-up Manny. Let's re-up Manny Machado's already existing contract to pay him more money and make it longer. Yes, let's do that. Let's extend Tatis right before a PED suspension. Genius. Let's let Cease and King walk in the same season. Brilliant. As Darvish goes down with an injury. Let's let Suarez go when we're going to turn Mason Miller into a starter. That's going to help our bullpen. How does AJ Preller still have a job?
It's real bad, man. I mean, you just nailed it with that commentary. I don't want to even touch that, because I mean, if it wasn't for Xander Bogaerts is thankful for Anthony Rendon, because if it wasn't for Anthony Rendon's worst contract, it would be Xander Bogaerts. 11 years is wild.
Yeah, let's give a guy on the decline a long-term deal. Genius. I mean, what are we doing? And I've been a big kind of defender and supporter of AJ Preller. I think he's done a lot of good things. The last 2 seasons, the dude's lost his mind. He is killing that organization. And I'd love to hear somebody tell me they think otherwise, because I'd love to hear that. I'd love to hear the explanation, but he's killing them.
We called it at the deadline for all the moves he made. And this year's deadline was wild. Everywhere.
It was.
But But if the Padres didn't win, they were in trouble. This was the only chance they had to win because there's nothing coming up out of the farm anymore. Nothing. It's empty.
No.
Empty.
The cupboard is bare because you just traded everybody away. I mean, everybody. Like you traded half of your top prospects out.
Yeah. Crazy.
To do nothing.
Yeah. Insane. All right. The Diamondbacks are thankful for that. They can't be as injured as they were last year, right? Right?
Yeah. Sure. Nick, because you need to hear it, I'm going to say yes, you are right. They cannot be as injured as last year.
Oh, thank God.
But man, what a string. And the hard part is like those again, kind of like we said with the Yankees have all these guys coming back at different times next year. The Diamondbacks are in the same boat. Guys coming back throughout the year. It's like you won't see the Diamondbacks at full strength until the second half of the year.
Yeah.
And it's like, what do you do for the first half? You got to hope that these other guys, can step up and carry the torch while these other guys are getting right, because you won't be at full strength.
Yeah, I was so excited to watch this team this year. So excited. Because I've been following them really closely the last 3 seasons. And they were rolling. Corbin Carroll figured it out coming out of the sophomore slump. Dude's hitting the ball all over the ballpark. You got Marte, you got Perdomo. I mean, they were just rolling. Suarez with the 4 home run game early in the year. I'm like, yes, let's go.
They were electric.
AJ Puck goes down out of the bullpen. Tommy John, done. Like, that's a leverage arm. That sucks. Justin Martinez comes back from his and then blows it out again. And I'm like, oh no, here we go. And then not even 2 days later, your big free agent signing, Corbin Burns, bang, done.
Yep. Walks off the mound, not very happy, which we all knew what that meant.
Yeah. And I was just like, man, oh man, like so tough. Now, they are, to me, and I'm not trying to be biased here, but I think they're in the most interesting position because I think they're the team that is the most on the fence about which way they could go. Do we want to rebuild or do we want to get a couple pieces and see how we do? I don't know which direction they're going to choose to go because, there has been rumblings about Ketel Marte, but to the other 29 teams, you're looking at the Diamondbacks and being like, this team could be in sell mode. So I am definitely checking on Ketel Marte for sure. Why wouldn't I?
Yeah, everybody should.
Right. But what direction do the Diamondbacks want to go? I don't know. I haven't been able to figure it out there. For the fan in me, the D-backs fan in me, I want them to stay relevant and to add a couple pieces and stay afloat. So when those guys come back, they can make a run. I just don't know what direction they're going to go. It's tough. Because guys could have setbacks, and then that just changes the whole timetable. There's too many moving pieces.
They're in a weird spot, with the team not being back to full strength till the second half of the year, guys coming in at different times. To your point, rehab outings can last longer. There can be setbacks. Like, you have no idea when you're actually getting everybody back.
Yeah. And Captain, this is a good point. They're not old yet. True. Go get a couple pieces. And yeah, I'm with you. They could do it. So I don't know. We'll see. Interesting spot that they're in.
Mike, D-back's going to say to injuries this upcoming year, hold my beer.
Please, no.
Michael, D-backs, you can see Atlanta. I mean, fair.
That's fair. Ugh, brutal. All right. The Dodgers are thankful that even though they could afford anyone in the league at any time, they don't have to pay them for 50 years.
I mean, yeah. Deferred money is a beautiful thing. When you've got billions and billions at your disposal, deferred money makes it even better. The Dodgers are like Christmas shoppers. They put everything on layaway and they pay for it later.
Mm-hmm.
It's all on payment plans, installment plans, but it's genius because they just keep throwing more and more talent on that roster.
I mean, I said it the other day. I think it was like they have 10 billionaires with a B in their ownership group, and they could literally just share out the payroll and just be like, Harrison, you pay for Mookie and Freddie. I'll pay for Shohei. Magic, you can pay for these four guys and like not have to defer it and not even put a dent in their wallets. I
No.
just
No, and then their
it's crazy.
revenues, approaching $1 billion. It's just they're not playing the same game. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah. On to the next team. Who cares?
Well, I mean, and apparently the Dodgers had backed off on Kyle Tucker. Now they're back in strong, and $400 million plus is on the table. There's no there's no stopping.
Crazy. Yeah, it seems like the Dodgers and Yankees are in on Tucker right now. Those are the two.
Yeah, Dodgers, Yankees, and then the Blue Jays are still in, but it sounds like the Yankees and Dodgers have really picked up steam.
Crazy. All right. The Red Sox are thankful for finally getting a GM that did what they asked and needed him to do and firing him for it. So I'm talking about Chaim Bloom there. They brought him in to do exactly what they asked him to do. And then they're like, thanks. Bye. We like Craig Breslow. I'll never understand that. But
no, and every player we talk about in the Red Sox, Roman Anthony and Marcelo Meyer and Trevor Story, Wilyer Abreu, Cedon Rafaela, Jaron Duran, Dick Fitz, who just got traded for Sonny Gray. They were all guys brought in by Chaim. Every one of them.
Yeah.
Every one of those guys was brought in by Chaim Bloom.
Yeah. I mean, I think at some point we knew that Bloom wasn't going to last forever there. But to back him up with Breslow was the move that we were like, what? A first-time GM? Like, is this just another puppet for the front office? Like, is he going to do exactly what they want him to do? I don't know. I'm still not sold on Breslow. Now, my tune might change depending on what he does this offseason, but I don't see the point of firing a GM after he did everything you asked him to do. Crazy.
Yeah, it's kind of insane that the that the Red Sox got exactly what they asked for. Still cut him loose. Backfill him with Breslow, who everybody believes is in over his head. Now the Red Sox are difficult to deal with. But yet the first trade they made was with Chaim Bloom, going back to get some of the guys that he brought into Boston. So I don't know.
Is Arenado on the table for the Red Sox if they lose out on, say, Bregman and Suarez? Do they go back to Bloom and be like, hey, who else do you want? We need Arenado.
I mean, I wouldn't rule out Arenado as the second option. I think Arenado's in that. I think Arenado might be the second option for several teams, depending on where Alonso falls, where Bellinger goes, what happens to Bregman. That may determine, and what other trade options open up. Also Suarez. What other trade options open up with like Bohm? That Arenado may be a lot of teams' second options, and there may be a lot of calls that come in later in the offseason for him.
Yeah, I agree. All right. Yankees are thankful for their ability to spend their way out of any mistake, except maybe that Trent Grisham qualifying offer.
That's got to be the biggest mistake they've made that I can remember. Now,
Jacoby Ellsbury's up there, but
yeah, but at the time when you signed him, it seemed like it was genius, and then he fell apart.
Right. Yeah.
This one, you knew this guy was going to take the qualifying offer, and you put it out there, and then you were shocked and horrified that he took it. If you don't want them to take it, then don't make it available.
Don't offer it. Right.
I mean, what the hell did you think was going to happen? A guy that made $5 million last year was going to turn down 22 with a chance to stay in New York? I mean, come on. Let's be serious.
Yeah.
That's Brian like Cashman's biggest brain fart.
For sure. Someone came to me and was like, hey, bud, I know you're making $10 an hour, but we're going to pay you $100 an hour just to see if you'll take it. But if you don't, if somebody else is going to pay you more, then that's fine. Dude, no one's going to be paying me $100 an hour. I'm going to take it. Like,
Right.
it's the stupid, crazy. I will never, I can't. I got no words for it. I really don't.
No, so you just gave that guy a $17 million pay increase. Literally like days after Hal said, we really need to control spending and control payroll. And then you cough up that money. I mean, ouch.
It's the biggest miscalculation. Yes, he hit 34 bombs, drove in, a bunch of runs, but was any other team in the league going to pay Trent Grisham $20 million, let alone 22? Were they ever going to pay him 20? There's no way. There's no way he would have made $20 million a year anywhere.
Somebody out there might have given him like a 5-year, $40 million deal, maybe. But there's no way that he was going to see an annual value anywhere near 22 million because nobody believes the season he just had.
Right.
I mean, he literally set his career high in home runs in July.
Yeah.
I mean, and this is a guy that hit 235, 34 home runs, 74 RBIs, 348 OBP. So he's always been a decent OBP guy. But he's a low batting average guy that was dropping and driving in Yankee Stadium, declining defensively. Just not a good move.
You want to quadruple my pay for doing okay? Okay. Exactly. Like, I mean, it's just, I have never turned down free money.
No, and you shouldn't. If somebody's going to make a stupid offer, you take it.
I mean, these are all pretty bad. Ellsbury, Aaron Hicks, Pavano.
But the difference is, like, when you signed those deals or made those trades, they look good at the time.
Right.
Let me put it this way. You offered Trent Grisham a $22 million contract. Like, you willingly offered that to this guy. And then we're shocked that he took it.
Right. Like,
I mean,
those guys were quote unquote proven and didn't work out, where, this guy's flash in the pan could be, but you offered him $17 million more. So there is a little bit of a difference here, but
even if he repeats the best season of his life, which was last year, he's still not worth $22 million.
Yeah. Crazy.
Like, he's just not.
No.
There's no world in which he's a $22 million a year player.
Yeah.
But you offered it to him. Now you get to keep him.
Wild.
And you might lose Cody Bellinger because of it. Well played.
Mm-hmm. Rays are thankful for finally getting their roof back on the place. Like, literally. Like, they just put in the final panels of Tropicana, so the roof is back on the stadium.
Yeah. Now they got to finish all the interior cleanup that's still going on, and there's still a question mark if it's going to be ready for opening day.
I mean, there's no way, right? The inside of that place was decimated.
Yeah, I mean, they've been doing some work, but the hard part is it's Florida. It rains like every afternoon. So with the roof continuing to be off, they're still taking water inside the building.
No, the roof is on completely now.
Well, it is now, but like all that construction time, there were still panels that weren't. So you're still getting water in the building.
Right.
So like you can only do so much of the interior work until you actually have the roof 100% on and that place fully covered.
Yeah. Crazy. Yeah, I think they'll start at Steinbrenner Field most likely, and then maybe mid-season see a move back to Tropicana. But
yeah, I mean, I'd love to think it'd be ready for them and available in April, but I don't know. I'm not sure the extent of how much damage there still is.
Putting a dome on a turd, yay! I mean, you're not wrong.
Yeah, you're just covering the turd.
Yep. Flat cheese. Yeah, the A's and Rays are still in minor league stadiums. The A's will be there for another 2 or 3 years. Hopefully, the Rays will be back in Tropicana this year, but we will see. Rays are happy for not having to listen to the damn theme park music in Orlando. Oh man, crazy.
Oh my goodness.
All right. The Orioles are thankful for a fully stocked farm only to sell them all at the fish market, aka send them to the Marlins.
Yeah, and then you've got this fully stocked farm where you're pulling players up now and you don't have places for them. Like all this talent and not enough seats. And then you ship a bunch of them out to try to open up seats, and then other guys get hurt and don't play. Then you're missing that depth, and it's been a roller coaster ride for the Orioles.
So my thing with them is I don't know what direction they're going to go either. I think they, as many young guys as they have, they put a lot of eggs in the Adley Rutschman basket. As I think any team would have. The way Adley Rutschman came up and exploded onto the scene out of this catching position, everybody around the league was like, this dude's a cornerstone player and is going to be for a long time. We had kind of a setback year. Is last year Adley Rutschman, or is the first few years of Adley Rutschman the player we're going to see in the future?
I mean, I don't know how you answer that question, because I think you've unfortunately seen Adley since 23, 24, 25. They've been 3 seasons of decline. Statistically, so in 23 to 24, he declined in terms of value and statistics. 25, he declined because of both statistics and health. So, I mean, you saw, I think you may have seen peak Adley Rutschman in 2023, and that he's now kind of that guy. Because I mean, he's been kind of steadily dropping since he came up.
So if you're the Orioles, do you switch focus and now you make Gunnar Henderson, arguably who might have already been the cornerstone player, is Gunnar Henderson now that guy you build around? You kind of move on from Adley Rutschman and you make Henderson that cornerstone guy.
Yeah, I mean, I think when you gave Basayo the extension after like 27 minutes in Major League Baseball, you indicated to the world he's your guy of the future, and Adley's not.
Yeah.
So I think you've kind of I think you've already signaled to the world that Adley's time is limited, and I think you look to move him and bring in a package of prospects, and then look to secure Gunnar as your kind of prime guy. But I think Adley's fallen out of favor with that organization.
Agree. Joseph says so much momentum might have been stopped dead in its tracks. And I love that statement, because we saw that team make the playoffs a couple of years ago, first round exit. We're like, okay, like that's fine. They're really young. They got there. They got a taste. Now they can fine tune it.
Yeah. Brandon Hyde wins manager of the year. Like that team, they had everything going for them.
Yep. They make the playoffs again in 2024. We're like, all right, here we go. We're taking the Orioles. We're picking them. They've been there. They know what it's like to lose. They're going to make the adjustments. They're going to move on. They're just going to keep getting better, right? One step at a time. The Orioles are going to get there. They were young and they're learning.
Yep.
They get blown out again. Early exit.
Yeah, bad.
And then last year, I don't even know what to call that. And I think you nailed it, Joseph. I think the momentum was just like, never mind. We're done.
Well, what happened is the same thing happened to the Mets. You win the season with guys that can hit, no pitching. Yeah. And it caught up to you. And then the guys that can hit didn't hit. And the whole team just went into this like massive slump.
Yeah.
They could not get out of their own way.
No. Curtis thinks they're going to rebound next year. What are your thoughts on a possible rebound for the Baltimore Orioles?
I think the Orioles will be better next year than they were this past year. How good they are is going to depend on what they do around the rotation. You traded Grayson Rodriguez away. You need pitching. You need to go find probably 2 good arms.
At least 2.
At least 2. I mean, I would say you need to find 2 like top of the rotation arms, and then a couple of depth filler guys. But you got a massive hole in that rotation, and you've got some serious work to do, because if you don't fill that, this team is going to be terrible again next year. You just can't out hit that pitching.
No. All right. The Blue Jays are thankful for the exchange rate, so they were able to sign Guerrero Jr. to his extension. I mean, this was the biggest key for the Blue Jays, was getting this done and not letting this guy go to free agency. This is the Blue Jays' Tarek Skubal.
Yes, he was so critical to what they were doing, and signing him early and putting that behind you to focus on the season is probably a big reason why they made a World Series run, because you took that distraction completely away, gave your face of the franchise his long-term commitment, and said, "Go get them," and they did.
Yep. I mean, Blue Jays have been, the kind of the laughing stock for us on this podcast the last 4 or 5 years, being like, they have to figure it out this year. This is the year they're going to figure it out, and then they never do. But this year, it seemed to have clicked, and they're playing a brand of baseball that is fun and exciting to watch. And it seems like they're going forward again, which I'm glad that they are. I'm glad that they're relevant there. Not for my Red Sox, but it's good to see a team that hasn't been there for a while make moves to finally compete at the top.
Yeah, and let's not forget, the Blue Jays are owned by the Rogers family through their Rogers Communications company. That's a $19 billion company. The family are multi-billionaires. They have money, and they have spent it. They're getting a little bit more, I would say, aggressive and bold, which we haven't seen them do in a lot of years. They were trying to build it from within. Things got derailed when Manoah, really for them, everything fell off when Manoah fell apart. Like, he was going to be your guy you're going to build around. We're now seeing them realize you can't rely on just the internal pieces. They've gone out and added some pieces to it. They've hit on some young players. Ernie Clement, they took a big risk on, a guy who lost his job in Oakland, and he was a monster for them. But they're definitely getting more aggressive and bold, which they have the resources to do so. They just needed the core to do that around, and they finally have it.
Yeah, I think that Manoah piece you hit on was a great point, because he came out, had Cy Young stuff.
Oh, incredible.
And Blue Jays are like, all right, here we go. This is a guy we can build around with Vladdy, with Bo Bichette. At the time, Kevin Biggio, the legacy players. Like, here we go. We're rolling. And then whatever happened to Manoah set them back big time. And they've just been struggling to find their stride. And it seems like in 2025 they did. So good for the Blue Jays.
Yeah, I mean, Manoah in 2022 went 16-7 with a 2.24 ERA, made 31 starts, pitched 196 and 2/3, and struck out 180 batters. Finished third in the Cy Young voting.
Yeah.
And since then, he's made 24 starts to an ERA of 5, and pitched just over 100 innings, and is now out of baseball.
Yeah, crazy,
brutal.
Curtis says, crazy prediction. I don't think a team in the AL East will have a losing record. All right.
Okay.
That means
I can see that.
Yep, I could. That means there's going to be a lot of losing records in other divisions around baseball.
The Central.
Yeah, you're not wrong there. All right. The White Sox are thankful that they're not the Colorado Rockies. That's about all I got for that one.
That's about all they got to be thankful for. I mean, and they should be thankful for getting a bunch of prospects in the Red Sox for Garrett Crochet, because they do have 8 top 100 prospects, 2 that had major league time last year. They do have talent coming. Colson Montgomery was 5th in home runs in all of Major League Baseball over the second half of last year. I saw that stat the other day. They have talent coming, and some of it's already there, but they are still a long ways off.
Yeah. Colson Montgomery is a nice little shortstop. I got to watch him in Charlotte here a couple times. He's nice. I think he'll be a good piece for that White Sox team, but they got a long road ahead for sure.
Yeah, they got a long way to go.
Speaking of losing records, here come the White Sox. Yeah, I mean, fair. White Sox, Twins, A's probably losing a record with that pitching staff. I love that offense, but let's be honest and realistic over there. Angels. I mean, there's a lot of teams. Rangers. I don't know what they're going to be next year. Yeah. So I mean, there's a lot of wins to be had in the AL for sure. So, they're really connecting to their Team City connects the South Side. It's a good one. Yep.
Nailed it.
Yep. All right. The Twins are thankful for still being an MLB team after their absolute yard sale in July.
Yeah.
And I mean,
Yeah, Curtis.
That's
This is
Charlotte
true. This
Knights
is
are
true for
better.
both the White Sox and the Twins.
Yeah.
I mean, the Twins are a glorified AAA team right now. Really,
Yeah.
the only thing separating them from being a AAA team are Buxton and Ryan. Otherwise, that's a AAA roster
Well, Royce
and a full
Lewis, but
rebuild.
he's never
Let's
on
say,
the team because he's on the
yeah,
IL, but that's fine.
who? I mean,
Yeah.
who is this Royce Lewis you speak of? Is he actually a player? I feel like he's like a myth. He's this guy we talk about every year, but yet never see.
We see it's like Sasquatch. You might see a sighting of him, but you're not sure if it's actually him or not.
Yeah. I
Um,
mean, bad. But yeah, I
when
mean, the
Royce Lewis
Twins.
is on the field, he's a beast.
Oh, he's so
He's
good.
he's unreal.
He's so good. His talent. He and Buxton are two of the most talented guys that can't stay on the field,
Yeah,
and
it's
that's
crazy.
a big. Honestly, that's a big story of the Twins over the last 5 years. Is they've tried to build around a core of players that can't get on the field. That's
Yep.
really what it comes down to.
Now, this might be. Well, I'm not going to say weird, but I'm going to be interested to watch the Twins a little bit this year, and it might be crazy to say, but when you have a team that did what they did, like I can't remember the last team to have a complete fire sale like this and have a roster, a starting nine of guys I've never even heard their names before play for a job. Now, that could be exciting baseball to watch because these kids are going to want it, right? Like, yes, they're in the majors, but these kids want to stay here. Like, this is their opportunity to prove to the Twins that I can be your next guy. I think that could be a fun brand of baseball to watch. Will it be winning baseball? Not necessarily, but it will be a bunch of kids out there proving or trying to prove that they have what it takes. And I think that could be fun to watch for sure.
You know, the last team to do this is the Athletics. Because honestly,
Yeah.
2 years ago, did any of us really know who Nick Kurtz was? I mean, he was still in college, right?
Yeah.
Soderstrom, Wilson, Langoliers was still cutting his teeth. Rooker was still cutting his teeth. Lawrence
Yeah.
Butler, Denzel Clark. I mean, that A's team of the last 2 years has been a bunch of guys you've never heard of because they were either just drafted or cruising through the minors, and were absolutely like must-see TV for me last year because they were so fun to watch.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yep. Cannon fodder for the Tigers.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah. Marlins have done it twice. I mean, that's
Yes,
true.
they
Marlins
have.
do it after each World Series.
The A's are doing it. The A's are doing it right now. The Twins are just on the early side of it.
Yep. Oh, JJ Bleday was another one. Yep.
Yeah, who got DFA'd?
Yeah, crazy.
Sad to see JJ Bleday fall off like he did.
Yep.
Because they DFA'd him a couple days ago.
Yeah.
And off of really an atrocious season for him, but I feel like that was more of an anomaly. But the hard part is that in 2022 and 2023 he wasn't very good. 2024 he kind of had a breakout year, and then 2025 he fell back to the level he was at before that.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like the A's are saying, we don't believe you're actually that guy.
Yeah. Agreed.
But it's too bad because he was a lot of fun to watch in 24.
He was.
He'll land somewhere.
Yeah. Tigers are thankful for having Tarek Skubal on their team. Well, for now, anyways. What is the realistic expectation for Tarek Skubal? Is he a Tiger in 2026 or is he traded? What is the more realistic scenario?
Oh man, the contrarian in me wants to say he gets traded, but I can't imagine the Tigers are going to not figure this out. You have arguably the best pitcher on the planet right now as your ace, who makes that team go, and you can't let him go. Like, you have to keep him. I cannot believe for a minute that they're not going to find a way to make that work.
I'm with you. If you have to get rid of the other 8 guys behind Tarek Skubal, I'm doing it to sign this guy, and he can go out and just face the lineup by himself, like good old banana ball action. I mean, just one on 9. You do whatever it takes to get this guy on your roster for the rest of his career. Not even just an extension. He needs to retire a Tiger. That's the
He
type
does.
of contract you need to offer this dude.
The only problem with that is when you're one of these mid-market teams, which the Tigers are, a $40 million a year commitment to a guy is going to be like 20% of your payroll, if not
Mm,
more. 20, it might even be 25% of your payroll. It becomes really hard to build a perpetual winner around that.
yeah.
We've seen that with the Angels, with Trout. We've seen, I mean, really, like we talked about until the Dodgers the last couple of years, like those guys that signed the mega contracts, the teams they were on never won. Like none of those guys had won a World Series on, one of those mega contract type deals until LA with Shohei.
Mm-hmm.
But that kind of financial commitment to one player, you could turn $40 million a year into a stud and a couple of really good pieces. That's 3 roster positions that you're now effectively losing out because you're going to make that commitment to one guy. It's hard. But at the same
Mm-hmm.
time, like Tariq Skubal is not just any pitcher.
Right.
So it's
Right.
like, what do you do? Like, do you keep the 40 mil and go replace him with, 2 other arms and a bat? Or do you just suck it up and pay him and try to
Yeah.
find a way to build a team around him cheaply?
Now, toppers, we have talked about some scenarios, right? Are there teams that could put a package together for Scooble? Yes. But I don't even think the Tigers are listening to those right now.
I
They
can't
are
imagine.
focused on the money, the dollar signs right now. We need to get this contract done before anything.
Yep.
And I don't know.
The
I'm with you. Who said it down here? Brett, you think Bregman ends up here too? Now, the only pause I have here, pardon the pun with the Tigers with pause, but
jeez.
Scooble has to get done. If this stretches out and this doesn't get done in a quote unquote timely manner, Bregman's not going to sit and wait around. And then the Tigers on the backside of that, they're not going to sign Bregman and then be like, hey, Scoobs, could you take a little bit of a pay cut because we just signed Alex Bregman? To your point, to back your point up, is like they won't have the money possibly to sign both. Maybe I'm wrong, but it's kind of a tough look if you're doing it that way. You have to get Scooble done first and then go after Bregman. I don't. Jeff thinks they can do both. I'm not saying they can't do both. I think you need to get Scooble done. He is number one priority. He's the only guy on your radar right now.
Well, and
before you can even approach Bregman.
I think the reality of it is what happens with Scooble dictates the entire future of this organization.
Right.
If you do sign Scooble, that changes the path you head down. If you don't, it also changes the path that you head down. There are 2 very different paths here. And until the decision with Scooble is made, you don't know which one you're on.
Fair.
And it's, you're at the fork in the road that Yogi wants you to take. And you got to pick one. You either sign him and go down this path, which completely changes your plans, or you don't and you trade him and you go down this path, which completely changes your plans. But you can't have the Tariq Skubal decision linger and make decisions without knowing that he changes your entire organizational direction.
Yeah. I got nothing else to add. He does. I mean, that's it. Nick, will you do that in a Shaggy voice? No, Captain.
Scooby-Doo.
Yikes, Scoops. I got it. I don't got it. Yeah, I'm with you. I think he stays Detroit Tigers. I know we got massive Tigers fans in the chat, but I kind of don't see him going anywhere else. The Tigers will do whatever they can to get an extension done here.
I think they have to. I think that it'd be a bad day in Detroit when you announce his trade.
Oh,
it'd be bad.
Yeah. I mean, is there any realistic? I mean, I say realistic because honestly, no trade scenarios for Tar Scuba would be realistic.
Fair.
Deal that could be done that Tigers fans would be okay letting Scuba go.
I mean, I'm sure there's a deal out there where you could pick up like 2, kind of better arms for Skubal that would be palatable. I mean, not just 2 better arms, but like you can get 2 better arms and some prospects for Skubal that wouldn't be like totally ridiculous. But it is hard to give up the reigning Cy Young Award winner for, 4 prospects you won't see for a couple of years. Like you need a couple of guys that are coming to help right now.
So, Jeff, I'll lay out this trade scenario for you. Would you take Peyton Tolley, Connolly early? We'll throw in, who would it take? Jaron Duran? Would you take those 3, Peyton Tolley, Connolly early, and Jaron Duran for Tyler Skubal?
2 lefty pitchers and an outfielder who could play center field, which was a black hole for the Tigers.
Oh, we're not even talking about Skeen's deal. It's Skeen's deal. I don't have the brain capacity to even try to wrap my mind around a Skeen's deal right now.
But that day is coming. There will be a deal for Skeens.
Yeah, that's going to take a lot to wrap our minds around.
But that's a next year problem.
It would. I absolutely agree. It would definitely take Duran, but Skubal for the Louvre, fair trade. Okay, fair. Yeah, I mean, it would take such a haul for Skubal. I don't.
That deal's probably got to be Tolley, early, Bayo, and Duran. And then I think Tigers fans. Yeah, I think Tigers fans would be like, okay, I'll take that because that's like 3. You just filled out the whole back year rotation.
Yeah. They had all-star Baez in center field.
Yeah.
But Jeff, I think I'm with you. I think at the end of the day, the Tigers do the right thing. Skubal stays a Tiger, and this conversation is moot. So, all right, moving on. The Royals are thankful for Bobby freaking Witt Jr. Enough said.
That's it. I mean, he is, as he goes, the Royals go.
Yeah.
That's the name of the game. They're only as good as he is.
Yep. I agree.
And he is one of the kind of 5 best overall players in baseball. And it's gross what that guy can do.
Yeah. How do you think your Royals fare this offseason and in 2026?
If they don't make some moves, it's not going to be pretty. I mean, you're going to see Jack Caglianone with some more seasoning, which I think will help. That bat will play it in the major leagues. It just needs some time. Pasquatch had another good season. Bobby Witt's a freak. Maikel Garcia had a great season. You got Salvi coming back. You got the pitching staff still intact. I mean, if they just rolled out what they had again last year, they'll be a 500-ish team. But they need to go find a bat. They need an impact bat in the middle of that lineup.
Yeah. There is no I in team, but there is a Bobby Jr.
I mean, he's it.
Yeah.
He's the man there.
Yeah. Guardians are thankful for saving a bunch of money on their payroll by switching our closer to gambling.
Oh, still the dumbest crime ever committed. For these guys to throw away $1 million careers for $50,000 and 65 years of prison. I mean, not that they'll serve 65 years, but up to, is just mind blowing to me. And I really can't wait for the rest of the story to come out, and we can find out what really happened, because this is crazy.
Yeah, this is going to be massive when the details all break. I mean, it has to be. Yeah. It has to be. This isn't just a couple of scenarios that happened. Like, this is deeper than just Clase and Ortiz. Has to be. So I can't wait for those to come out, but we will see. might have to bring Bauer back. Yeah.
Jeez. They're thankful they're not the Browns. I mean, you're not wrong.
Yeah.
And the Guardians are a team that, again, like, tons of young talent. They need to go make a move or two to really bolster that roster, and then they're legit.
Yeah.
But they made the playoffs this year I mean, granted, their September was outrageous, but it also took the Tigers completely imploding to let them crawl in.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So
The Tigers gave them that. It wasn't necessary. I mean, the Guardians still played well. They were like 19-4 down the stretch, which
it was
was
crazy.
still pretty impressive. But if the Tigers win one more game in that stretch, we're not even talking about the Guardians. So like,
No,
the
such a
19 and
bad
4,
implosion.
yeah, because the 19-4 doesn't even matter. So
No.
crazy how that all played out down the stretch. But
Bananas.
if they wouldn't have changed their name, this wouldn't have happened.
I mean, you might be right. I like that conspiracy theory.
Yeah, I
They
love
should
it.
start with an actual logo. I mean,
They do, but I don't like the G with the wings on it either. That's
no,
lame.
it's silly. It looks
Yeah.
like a minor league team logo.
Yeah. Athletics are thankful for Nick Kurtz, Brent Rooker, Jacob Wilson, Tyler Soderstrom's, Shea Langoliers, and a pitching staff that gives up 8 runs a game.
God, I mean the amount of talent they have on the offensive side of the ball is absurd. Like it is a comedy of riches there. But the pitching is a whole other story.
Yeah. I mean, you could also put Tarek Skubal, Paul Skeens, in that rotation, and they're going to give up a lot of runs in Sacramento. That place is just an offensive ballpark. Balls fly out of there like crazy. Now, I mean, granted, you have to hit it off Skubal and Skeens first. I get it, but maybe that was a bad example. But it's tough to pitch in that ballpark. Look at Severino. His numbers were terrible at home. On the road, he was lights out.
Yep.
And he wasn't, and that's a product of Sacramento. That's not a product of who Severino was. Like, oh, dude can't pitch at home. Like, can't deal with the pressure at home. No, it's the product of the ballpark, period.
Yeah, you put Skubal and Skeens in Sacramento, their ERAs go up a half a point easily for the season.
Yes.
By being in that ballpark.
Yeah.
Easily, if not a whole run. It's a half run to a whole run difference.
Yeah.
Being in that
they're grateful they don't give up 10.
Yeah, and they only win because they don't give up 10 every start. If 8 allows them to stay in it.
Now, I think the prime example of what we're talking about was Mason Miller last year. Mason Miller got wrecked in Sacramento. He couldn't get anybody out there.
Yep.
He really couldn't. He blew 2 or 3 games like back to back to back. And it was like, whoa, what's happened to Mason Miller? And it's just
on
like
bombs, like just balls that were rocketed out of that place.
Mm-hmm. So it's crazy. But I do love the promise of this team. Their offense looks incredible. We're still a couple years out from, I think, the A's really starting to attack the pitchers market. They're going to keep this core together. And then when they can smell Vegas, that's when they're going to go in hard for some free agent pitching.
Yep.
So
yeah, they've got the bridge for a couple more years, and then they show up in Vegas, and that's when things are going to get real crazy.
Mm-hmm. But for the first time in a long time, the A's have direction. They
do. They are on a path, and they have promise. Like they have a minor league system full of talent. They got that DeVries kid coming up that they got from the Padres for Mason Miller. He is outrageously good.
Mm-hmm.
This team is going to be loaded when they hit Vegas.
Wait, another young player? Are you serious?
I know. This kid's so good. They're already talking about where Jacob Wilson's going to play next because DeVries is going to push him out of shortstop. Like, that's where they're at. It's like, where does Jacob Wilson go? Because DeVries is coming up in a year.
You can smell Vegas from California if the wind blows right.
What does that smell like? Is that stale beer and like cheap cologne? Like, what does that smell like?
Oh man, I don't think I want to know.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's too logical of thinking, Nick. Yeah. I mean, it's wishful thinking, maybe. I don't know, but
Dan, this might be the comment of the night. The A's are heading where Bob Nutting thinks the Pirates are.
Fair.
Oh, that might be the comment of the night. Book it.
Fair. Oh man, awesome. That's great. Yeah. I mean, I'm excited. I'm excited to watch them again next year. Now, the only worry I do have is, do any of these kids have a sophomore slump? Right? because teams are going to be studying these young hitters in the offseason. Right.
Oh, smells like shrimp cocktails. Like I
Oh
shouldn't
my
have even. I
God.
should not have asked the question.
Brutal.
It smells like Class A and Ortiz. Oh,
Awesome.
that was my mistake, boys. My mistake.
So to get back on track, it's going to be interesting to see which one of these kids makes the major league adjustment, if you will, right? Because pitchers are going to learn how to pitch to these rookies, right? They saw a year, they saw their hitting patterns. How do pitchers adjust to them? And then do those hitters readjust to the pitching, right? It's that chess game that we always talk about. So that will be interesting to watch in 2026.
And hopefully we get to see a full healthy season of Jacob Wilson.
Yes, I agree. Rangers are thankful for their World Series in 2023, so they have an excuse to tell their fans why they underachieve every year. And injuries.
Yeah. It's one of those things where I brought it up in the last show. They've had one winning season in the last 9 years. It was the World Series year. Otherwise, they've been a mediocre team. But they're hanging their hats on that 2003 World Series win.
What you're going to do if you've never won one in your franchise history, right? You're always going to hang your hat on that. Well, we got you one. Like, what else do you want? We got you one. So, yeah. Rangers are interesting to me. I know, Joseph. I said the Rangers. I mean, granted, they're both probably going to be bringing up the rear, so I might be calling them the Los Angeles Angels of Texas Rangers now.
The Los Angeles Arlington Angels Rangers
of Texas.
Yes.
I don't know. So it seems like they're in sort of tear down because you did get Brandon Nimmo in that Semien trade. So it's not like you gave the Mets Semien for a pack of baseballs. You got something back for him.
You did. But
does that do anything for the Rangers?
Like the Rangers have so many holes they got to fill. So you got your pitching is questionable. You've got DeGrom, who actually made it through a healthy season. You've got Evaldi coming back. Behind them, you got some question marks. Is Patrick Corbin really going to be in the rotation again? I don't know. So I think you got a lot of questions there. You just let Heim and Adolis Garcia go. How are you going to backfill them? You're talking about trading Corey Seager. I don't think the Rangers are in like a full. They're not. They're in tear it down mode to extent. They're trying to tear out the old, but I think they're trying to replace it with something new. Like I don't think they're trying to like strip this thing down for parts and like put a bunch of minor leaguers on the field like Minnesota is. I think they're just trying to like rip down and replace. We're gonna renovate this versus just tear it down. But that might take more than an offseason to accomplish that. So next year could be a bit of a question mark.
Yeah, so Kenny says pitching and defense. I think any team is looking for pitching, right? Pitching is always a premium. All 30 MLB teams are always looking for better pitching if it's available. That's every team's need. Defense definitely. But it's for me, the glaring thing is health for the Texas Rangers. Even their young guys seem to get hurt, and they just can't stay on the field.
Evan Carter, it's like the dude's been nothing but hurt.
Yeah. Captain says he thinks it's a perfect time to blow it up. Seager, DeGrom's value is high, which is crazy. We're still talking about Jacob DeGrom at 37 years old.
Still wondering if he's going to make it through another season. Jacob DeGrom is that guy that every time he goes out, you're wondering if it's the last start he makes.
Ever.
That's where we're at in his career. He's 37 years old. He's come off 92 different arm injuries. And you're always wondering, which pitch will be his last? Because you just don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. It's tough, but I don't know what to think about the Texas Rangers. It's going to be an interesting offseason to watch. It might be one of the top 5 teams that I'm I'm going to pay attention to see like what they do. For me, it's the Red Sox, Diamondbacks, Rangers are like my top three of like which direction are they going to go? Are they going to tear it down? Well, I know the Red Sox aren't going to tear it down. That's more of a bias pick for me. But Rangers and Diamondbacks, which way are they going to go with this?
Yeah.
So
well,
they're
and
kind
for
of
me,
in that
like
boat.
my top three are Red Sox, Royals, and A's, and then the other two that make up my top five will be the Reds and the Marlins. Like that's where my eyes will be next year.
Yeah, fair.
Because very interesting team. You've got what's interesting is you have a number of these younger teams that are beginning to make the climb and challenge the teams ahead of them.
Yeah, Orioles too are in that. Like, where
Yeah.
are they going to get the pitching? What are they going to do?
Yeah.
Joseph Good. Yeah. Leiter and Rocker.
Yep.
You know, what do their seasons look like next year? Do they make that next step?
Yeah. Cause like that's, if they do, that answers a lot of questions about the rotation, but if they don't, then you've got what? You've got DeGrom, Evaldi, and that's it. I mean, Patrick Corbin kind of filled in this year. He didn't pitch great, but he made 30 starts for you and he held the rotation.
Right.
He was the only guy that consistently went out there.
Yep.
But you need these guys to show up. If you compare DeGrom and Evaldi with Leiter and Rocker actually doing their thing, that could be a really good rotation.
Yeah, for sure. Astros are thankful for a decade of dominance that buys them patience while they find a different brand of refuse spins.
Oh man. Like there's a lot here, but yes, this is a team that they've been so good for so long that they kind of get a free pass. And they probably get a free pass before people are like, oh, what happened to the Astros? Because last year was a tough year for them. Injuries, changes, bringing Correa back because you didn't have enough juice. Then you had guys like Cam Smith who came out and had a really good season. You obviously were missing Kyle Tucker. Like that showed up. You didn't have Yordan Alvarez like almost all year. You got some holes in the pitching staff. Valdez leaving is a big deal. This is a team that is, I would say they're finally, their dynasty is finally on the decline. Those players are moving on. Altuve is still hanging on somehow at 5'1". But like you're beginning to turn that team over. Bregman's gone. Valdez is now gone. Verlander's gone. The old guard has changed over. This is a new team, and they're very much still in transition.
Yeah, I love watching Yordan Alvarez at the plate. The dude hits all fields with massive power. But again, we might be talking about a what-if player when his career is over.
Could be.
Another guy that just cannot stay on the field. And on the field is in quotes. The dude's a DH, and he can't even stay healthy.
I know.
I mean,
that's the amazing part.
It's a wrist, it's a hand, it's a hip, it's a knee, it's an ankle. Like, I mean, dude, what are you doing? I mean, I understand that he's also an absolute tank. Like, he's carrying around a lot of weight. He's a big boy, right? Puts pressure on your joints. Yeah. Get all that.
They list him at 6'4", 240.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
He's probably bigger than that.
He's way bigger than that. There's no way.
But I mean, you got 48
he's a
games
monster
this year.
Yeah, he's a monster, but he doesn't play.
Yeah,
it's terrible. I hate it.
Yeah, 2024 was a career high from 147 games. Then it was 114, 130, 144, 87. So he's definitely had some issues. He's he's one of those 120 to 130 a year kind of guys. Hopefully, he can become more than that.
Listen, if I take 120 to 130 every year, I'm fine with that. I can't take 140 and then 52. I can't take 150 and then 39. Like that doesn't work. That doesn't work for me. Right? I mean, you're up and down, up and down, up and down. You can't find a consistent path.
I mean, so get this. In 2022, he played 135 games, hit 306 with 37 and 97.
Mhm.
In 2023, he played 114 games, hit 293 with 31 and 97. 2024 played 147, hit 308 with 35 and 86. I mean, 130-ish games a season, and he's good for 35 and 90.
Yeah.
You can work with that.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. But it's the seasons with 49 and the seasons with 63. Like I said, you can't. It's hard.
Yeah, and
But
I think you're right, John. Jordan might be one of the best pure hitters in baseball. Just to watch that guy hit is something else.
yep. Yeah, Alvarez is like O'Neal Cruz. He hits absolute piss missiles. Yeah.
He does. It's rockets. Rockets. And Captain, when you're 6'4", 240, things slow down quicker. Ask me how I know. Oh,
Yeah. So I don't know.
he's a beast.
Oh, yeah. Be interesting to see where the Astros go after losing those pieces though this offseason.
Yeah, they've got some holes to fill in a big way. You don't just Jordan, Framber Valdez walking out the door is not just like a next man up situation. That's a big person to replace.
Yeah, for sure. Angels are thankful for their ability to make literally any offseason unpredictable, never knowing what they'll do because they don't either.
Every offseason, we're like, they should do this, this, and this. And every offseason, they do something totally different. And we're like, what are they doing?
Yep.
And then they lose again. They have another losing season. You're like, okay, they're doing what they do. They're playing Angels baseball.
Yeah. And we've also said the Rendon stuff, to loop the beginning of the show back in, is the Rendon contract has been a massive anchor for this club.
When you commit $38 million a year to a guy that doesn't even play,
yeah.
We went through the scenario with Skubal. What does $40 million a year mean to a team? Well, at least Skubal will be out there playing and giving you something. The Angels have done the same thing with Rendon and got nothing for it. It's $38 million a year of dead money.
Crazy. Yeah, I saw a stat the other day where it was like they paid him like $2.5 million per hit he's gotten with the Angels.
Over the life of that contract, he's generated 3.4 WAR.
I wouldn't have guessed it was that high.
Yep.
Jeez, brutal.
That's cumulative WAR in the games he's played.
Yep.
Brutal.
Yeah, Angels are hoping that they're, hopefully getting out of the Rendon deal for sure. They're in talks, so whatever that means. Just pay the man and tell him to leave.
All it means is we're just going to defer the money out a bunch of years and then not worry about you coming to the ballpark anymore. Not that you did anyways, but
yeah. Angels are thankful for, well, I guess it doesn't matter really.
No.
Yeah.
It doesn't. His stats in LA, 3.9 WAR in 5 seasons.
Yeah, well, whatever.
His stats in Anaheim, 242, 22 home runs, 125 RBIs. He appeared in 257 games and got 1,095 plate appearances for 200 plus million.
Jesus. Brutal.
Crazy.
Yep. All right. Mariners are thankful for
Rendon Tornado signing his retirement papers.
So good. Mariners are thankful for Cal Raleigh's season to bring attention to the fact that they still didn't make the World Series. Now, sorry, Mariners fans, we've been kind of roasting everybody tonight, but this one even hurt me. I'm not even a hardcore Mariners fan. I watched a lot of Mariners baseball this year because of you guys.
And Cal Raleigh.
And Cal Raleigh. They were a blast to watch, but the fact that they did not get to the World Series is tough. That's a tough one. The only team left to not even make an appearance.
And granted, I picked the Blue Jays to beat them and they did. So I'm not surprised that they didn't, but it is so sad to see a team like the Mariners that has a lot of great history with, all those teams in the 90s and Junior and the unit and Moyer. And now you got Raleigh and what J-Rod's doing. And this is a team that's not, it's not like they've been terrible forever, but to still not have an appearance is mind boggling to me that they still haven't made it.
Yeah.
Makes you wonder, when the hell do they make it? What is it going to take to get them there?
I was just going to ask you that question. So you have the Blue Jays that knocked them up. Well, knocked them up. Eek. Knocked them out. Sorry, that was bad. Knocked them out. Just signed Dylan Cease. So what is it going to take for the Mariners to quote unquote stay up with the Blue Jays? Because I love Cal Raleigh. He's not hitting another 60 home runs next year.
No, and you've got to be prepared for that offense to take a step back because, Cal can't do what he just did again. I mean, maybe he'll prove us wrong, but I just can't imagine he's got that in him again. I think you've got Suarez who's not coming back. It's from the looks of it. You got to backfill that spot. Otherwise, you're returning mostly the same lineup. You got to figure out Polanco. I think he's a guy you can bring back. But you need another serious bat in that lineup. Yeah. I think John left.
No, he's still here.
He's still hanging out.
Next comment down. It's pretty good.
Yeah. Well, he's on YouTube and Facebook, so they can't see each other.
Yeah.
But
oh my god.
Anyways, the Mariners starting pitching, check. Bullpen for the most part, check. They could use another maybe arm in there, but otherwise in good shape. It is the lineup again. You can't expect Cal to do that again. You're bringing Naylor back, great. You got to fill the third base spot, and you got to hope all those guys, continue to deliver like they have, if not more. I still think that team needs a bat or two.
Yeah, agree fully. I think they could get back there. Now, in a West that's not necessarily strong, as we just kind of ran through everybody. I think they have what it takes to get back there. Joseph, this is, a fair point too. An argument could be made that if Hinch doesn't pull Skubal after the 6th, the Mariners don't make the ALCS. And I think that was the series of the playoffs. That Tigers Mariners series was electric.
That was a lot of back and forth.
Oh, it was great. The playoffs overall this year were pretty awesome to watch.
They were.
But for all the Mariners fans' sake and baseball's sake, I do want to see the Mariners get to the World Series here in the not too distant future. Really do.
Agreed. It's got to happen. Like it can't be like this forever.
No. All right, Harrison and fans, I got some MLB Thanksgiving trivia for you. Are you ready for this?
Let's do it.
All right. And it's kind of a mixed bag. I have like a one who is that guy. I have some puzzles with some stats. Like I'm kind of all over the place. My ADD really kicked in on these. So I hope you you enjoy them. So here we go. Who is this MLB player by the clues? Played from 1923 to 1940, had a 348 career average, 1,326 career hits, 187 home runs, 1,009 RBIs, 130 stolen bases, and he was a 5-time All-Star.
This was actually a trivia question when we were on the Benchwarmers podcast that we got right because it was a Thanksgiving themed question. And I'll never forget. I'm like, we couldn't come up with the answer, and it just hit me who it was.
Not Hack Wilson. It is indeed Turkey Stearns. So if you also look at the pictures in the middle, I have a turkey, and then I have two boats with the back of them circled. So Turkey Stearns is correct. Yes. Nice job, Michael.
Turkey interesting Stearns. Player.
Yeah. All right. Here's the next one. Who is this MLB player by the clues? Played from 1920 to 1935 and then again in 1937. It's in the Hall of Fame. 320 career batting average, 2,416 career hits, 58 career home runs, 1,278 RBIs.
The clues for me give it away, but this is a player I'm pretty sure I would know from the stat line and the team, but the clues definitely give this one away.
Yeah, the picture clue is definitely at the bottom. Definitely give it away. It is indeed Pie Trainer. Yes, Michael. I can't look at my chat because Michael always has it up before I have any idea of the answer. Yeah, Pie Trainer. Good. Yep, we got that. Pie Trainer. Yes. So we got a pie at the bottom with, obviously a trainer. So good one.
Yeah, unfortunately, these older players are right in the wheelhouse of some of our history buffs. So
yeah, for sure. All right. Who is this MLB player by the clues? Fourth most home runs in Red Sox history, fourth in most games played in Red Sox history, third in most hits in Red Sox history, 31st in highest batting average in Red Sox history. Yes, sir.
I was assuming that was the theme here.
Yes.
Because the follow through, I'm like, I'm pretty sure I recognize that follow through, but
Yes, Jeff got it. Jim Rice is absolutely correct. And Kenny
Jeff
got
and
it
Kenny
too
at the
again.
exact same timestamp.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Look at that. Right on it. All right. Yep. Jim Rice. All right.
Nice.
The silhouette's going to completely give away this next one, but please let me finish reading before you put in your answers. So here we go. Who hit a home run in Game 7 of the 1986 World Series off Red Sox pitcher Al Nipper in the 8th inning to help secure the World Series win for the Mets?
Yeah, you're right. That silhouette's a dead giveaway.
Dead giveaway. This is the easiest one for sure.
There's only one player I can think of that had that kind of leg kick and lean.
Yep.
And I used to try to mimic that as a kid. It was so hard to do it. The balance it takes to be able to pull that off and time it. Holy cow.
Right. Yes, absolutely. Mr. Strawberry. For sure.
That guy who was on Mr. Burns' softball team, John.
Yep. 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 Daryl Strawberry for sure.
That's awesome.
You could do Boggs because that's where cranberries are grown. Yep. And
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
Strawberry. Yep. Good. All right. Who is this MLB player? Played from 1962 to 1977 for the Royals, Phillies, Reds, and Cardinals. 5-time All-Star. Managed 155 games after playing for the Angels and the Marlins, where he was 76 and 79. Harrison, who is that guy?
I think he did my taxes last year.
He might have. He is an accountant now.
Oh, wow. Kenny's already got it. Holy cow.
Yes. Yep. Nice job, Kenny. It is indeed Cookie Rojas. His playing career, 263 batting average, 54 home runs, 593 ribbies, 1,660 hits. So
yes. And thank you, John, for the necessary Jamie Moyer guess at some point during trivia.
Yep, absolutely. All right. Got two more for you right here. Who is this MLB player? This pitcher had a very brief MLB career, only pitching in 4 MLB seasons for the Pirates. He pitched in 43 games and had a 3.1 ERA, but is better known for his time spent as Duke's basketball head coach from 1968 to 1970.
So he pitched in the major leagues and then went and coached basketball?
Yes.
Wow, I do not know this one. That's a wild fact, though.
Mm-hmm.
Oreo Hershiser.
Hershiser. No. Man, that would be incredible.
I have no idea who this is.
Yeah, this is probably the toughest one I got on here. Yeah, and unless you're a diehard Pirates or diehard Duke fan, you're probably not going to get this one.
Are there diehard Pirates fans left?
I actually work with a couple residents that are from Pittsburgh, so yeah, but did Oral find his head? I don't know. It's not on this show, that's for sure.
It's
That's an inside joke.
and people are now like, what?
Yeah,
R.I.P. Oral.
I seriously think we need to publish that group text.
No,
and just
half of us would end up in prison or something. Like we'd be on some watch list.
That's fair. Anyways, so
yeah,
this
so
one, this is Tom Butters.
All I think was Butters from South Park.
Yep, this is Tom Butters. So there we go.
Kenny, good point. All the diehard fans left, or all the fans left are diehard fans because they have to be.
All right. And here's the last one I got for you. Who is this MLB player? This pitcher played from 03 to 09, mostly for the Royals and the White Sox, compiling a 22-23 record over his career. He recorded 285 strikeouts in 435 2/3 innings.
Wow. Another one that's like just like totally obscure guy.
Really obscure, but if you put all of the answers together, they are all what?
Put all the answers together?
Yeah, like the names of all of our answers have been what?
It's all Thanksgiving. It's all food related.
So it's this one's not food related, but it is Thanksgiving related. Stuffy McGinnis. Good guess. He pitched in 1903 to 1910, so the years are just a little bit off. This is 2003 to 2000.
He played next to Low Pockets Davis and High Pockets Anderson.
It was High Pockets Kelly. Thank you very much.
Whatever.
Yep. So Thanksgiving themed.
Back Pockets Nelson.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Three Finger Brown.
Careful how you use that.
No, that was Mordecai Three Finger Brown.
I know, but when you just say Three Finger Brown. Oh boy. Tryptophan Cabrera.
I love these names.
These names are awesome.
So this is going to give it. I'm going to give you his first name and see if it triggers anything. His first name is Jimmy.
Key. Jimmy.
Not
Yams. Jimmy Tryptophan. Jimmy Pilgrim.
Stay with turkey related things.
Turkey.
I want you guys to get this so bad.
Shocker Brown. Going off the rails on the night before Thanksgiving.
Guys,
Jimmy Beak, Jimmy Gobbler, Jimmy.
It's Jimmy Gobble.
Oh,
it is Jimmy Gobble.
Jimmy Buffett, Jimmy Eat World.
These are all great.
Oh, God.
Jimmy Gobble.
Jimmy
is
the
correct answer.
Wow.
Yes, Jimmy Gobble.
Jimmy Gobble. All right. Not a name I was going to pick, but I vaguely remember him because of the crazy leg kick.
Yep. John just got him. And I know they're on a delay, so he must have got it. Yeah, Jimmy Gobble for sure. Jimmy Brown. Yeah. So yeah, Jimmy Gobble. He has that. It was that he looked to me when I was looking at this picture, reminded me of Charlie Furbush, his windup. Looks exactly like Charlie's.
Or like a Timu Dontra Willis.
Right. Yeah. So.
Urban give him the shocker.
Yeah. Man. Jeez. That was incredible. All right.
That was wild.
Before we open it up to you fellas, on a serious note, we continue to be thankful for all of you. 27,000 followers and counting is still mind-blowing every day to me and Harrison. Like, we talk back and forth and we're like, can you actually believe this is happening? I mean, two guys that just started this to just talk baseball and not expect anybody to listen, and now we're up to 27,000 is crazy. And we're still the people we've met, the memories that we've triggered in fans. Like, it's been pretty cool to hear some of their stories be like, man, I completely forgot about that guy. He tossed me a ball back when I was like 6 years old. And just like, it's been really, really cool. So I don't have any words to explain like how thankful I am that we've been able to create this community of incredible baseball fans that come back and watch us for 2.5 hours twice a week. Like, to me, it's mind blowing, and I can't thank you guys enough. Like, it means so much to me and us.
It's amazing. I mean, the fact that you guys can hang out with us for 2 hours twice a week, and it's so many of the same names and faces popping up time and time again. It just makes it so fun because it is a community. It's a bunch of just guys hanging out talking baseball. The group chat on this draft thing's been hilarious. The chat every night here is hilarious. Like, there are so many really great baseball fans out there, and we feel like we're finally like finding them all and bringing them in, so this can just be kind of like one big hangout session where we can just talk ball, which I love.
Yeah, and I love the fact that like we're bringing fans of different teams together. Like, I love that dynamic, because honestly, like, I can count on one hand the amount of like rude fans we've had. Like, we just have genuine baseball fans. Like, yes, they have a team they root for, but everybody comes with baseball as the bigger picture.
Yep.
Right. And I think it's just absolutely incredible. And that's the kind of community we want to build, and for fans to have that outlet to sit and talk baseball. Like, there's no other podcast or show out there that lets fans be a part of something like this. And that's what it's turned into. And that's what we love about it. And my week revolves around this. Like, I love this so much. It's not a chore for me to put this slideshow together every week. And like, sometimes I get like so proud of a slide I make, and I take a picture and send it to Harrison, and he's just like, yeah, cool, buddy. It's 1:30 in the morning. Go to bed.
It's wild.
Awesome.
The messages we're passing at all these weird hours. So it's like, I was giving Nick a hard time today. Like, the Dylan Cease news broke within like 3 minutes. I was sharing it with him. 5 minutes later, he's got a post up, and I'm like, dude, are you at work right now? He's like, yep. I was like, are you like hiding in a corner posting about the latest baseball? He's like, I got to get it out. I was like, okay, all right, this is where we're at. Like, we are junkies at this point. Like, we're hooked on baseball and hanging out with all of you.
Yeah. So we love each other and hate the Dodgers and Yankees. I mean, fair. Yep.
100%.
But yeah, I mean, it means so much to us. We just want to tell you. I know we tell you at the end of every show, but since Thanksgiving's tomorrow, just wanted to make it extra special for you guys, because you make it possible for what we do. So really, really appreciate it. So having said that, Harrison, do you have anything else to add before we open it up to everybody else? We got Tommy. Hey, Tommy. Happy Thanksgiving to you too, buddy. We're well. Really appreciate it. Oh, yeah. We're going to be here twice a week during the off season. We ain't going anywhere, so don't you worry. And I think this is it, Jeff, right? We're all kind of baseball nerds, or we wouldn't be here at the moment talking about baseball still, a month and a half after it's been over. So, well, thank you, Curtis. Appreciate it, buddy. But anyways, yes, Harrison, anything to add before? I mean, you guys can add anything else you
throw
want
stuff at us, but I got a few tidbits here, because of course we covered the big ones like Dylan Cease. So real quick, the Rays are talking to Brandon Hyde about an advisor role, having him join the front office in an advisor role, kind of help them with player development and also on-field operations. Nice to see Brandon Hyde land somewhere after taking a little bit of a break.
Mm-hmm.
According to, as of a couple hours ago, according to insiders, Kyle Tucker has narrowed it down to 3 teams that he is serious about talking with, and it's all 3 we talked about: Toronto, New York, and LA. Those are the 3 teams he's focusing his attention on.
Shocker.
At this point, he's not really listening to others unless somebody blows his doors off. But those are the three he's focusing on.
Welcome to LA.
Exactly. Cody Bellinger is also talking with the Dodgers. They're looking at him as like a plan B for Tucker. So Bellinger and the Dodgers are talking. The Yankees are also talking to Bellinger. It sounds like those are cooling off because they just aren't sure they can swing the contract that he's asking for. But in the same breath, you got Hal Steinbrenner saying the Yankees are assessing every area of need this offseason. There's not a spending freeze. They're just trying to be more responsible. Whatever that means.
So we're going to go after Tucker. If he doesn't work, then we'll spend the money on Bellinger and we'll call it responsible. Got it.
Sure. I mean, I don't know, man. Like,
got it.
I don't know. We want to be under 300 million, but like we might spend more than 300 million.
Yeah,
or maybe we won't. I don't know.
Yeah, 550 sounds good. Close enough. It's close to 300.
Yeah, I mean, the Yankees are, Steinbrenner's, I think I get where Hal's coming from. Like, we don't want to just spend a bunch of money and not get the results. We want to make sure we're getting results for what we spend.
Right.
We don't want to just recklessly spend money.
Yeah.
Because there are other people in this ownership group. It's not just the Steinbrenner family that they've got to be responsible to.
Right.
But at the same time, like, are you really not gonna spend the 10 extra million you need to put you in the playoffs or be a World Series contender? Like, I don't think we're at that point with the Yankees.
Yeah, fair. John's got. Do you want to pull up the chat, Harrison, when you got a second?
Oh, yeah.
John says, I messaged you about this yesterday, but the top 50 Mariners is up for vote, and there's no spot for announcers, radio, TV personalities. And I used to write in for Dave and Rick. Don't guys count the TV and radio guys as part of a team? It's a good question. Would you count, we'll put Dave and Jerry for us, would you put them as part of the team when you're considered like top 50 Red Sox of all time? I mean, it's tough because I don't know if I necessarily would. Because if I'm thinking like top 50 Mariners or top 50 Red Sox, I'm thinking of players on the field. I'm not necessarily thinking about broadcasters.
If you're talking about like the people most important to the organization, then I definitely put the broadcasters in that because like I think Don and Jerry were so much a part of those World Series championships as anybody else because they told us all about them.
Right.
But like when you ask me the top 50 Red Sox, like I wouldn't put them on the list because I'm thinking players. So I totally get the sentiment, John, where you're going to, but I don't know that I would necessarily think of them as players.
Yeah. I mean, I would. Yeah. I don't think I could either. I mean, they're great. I mean, like listening to Don and Jerry my entire childhood, I would put them personally at the top of my list of best announcer duos.
And here comes the pizza.
Oh my God, so good.
I mean, and there were years where the team was not good. Like, and John, I totally get your sentiment here. Like, the team was so bad. The only reason to watch was because the broadcasters are great. Yeah. I mean, the Red Sox had seasons like that too, where they were not very good, but the broadcast was great and they were entertaining to watch, and we did.
My favorite Don and Jerry moments when they come back from break and the boyfriend reaches over and grabs his girlfriend's
cops a feel and they just go silent.
Yeah. And then all of a sudden Orsillo comes back, he's cracking up and he's like, Paul won to Markakis. He's just like trying to hold it. So good.
The pizza one, they must have run that replay like a half a dozen times and they laughed harder every time they saw it.
Oh my God, so good. But,
oh my Lord.
Yeah, man. Still, I can still hear Dropkick Murphys from 2004.
Oh my goodness!
Listen,
shipping up to Boston.
I love 2004, but holy smokes, just turn that song off now. Like, I get it.
Yeah, but Michael, this is a great point. The Yankees don't be responsible for giving that Grisham contract. Fair point. That if there's anything to point at as a problem with your payroll, it's that. Like, that's just a waste of money.
Yeah. Tommy's great question here, Harrison. The latest on Kyle Schwarber. Predictions on where he signs. What are the odds he resigns in Philadelphia? Or do we think he signs somewhere else?
Yeah, as of today, there was, I want to say it was Passan had done kind of might not have been Passan, one of those guys, either MLB Network or ESPN had done kind of a poll of the front office execs. And there was a strong belief that Schwarber ends up in Cincinnati, that the Reds are going to try to go find a middle of the order thumper to balance out that lineup. There's a strong sentiment that he goes to Cincinnati. There's also, kind of number 2 is Philadelphia, and then number 3 was, I want to say it was Chicago, but I'll see if I can't find the article, but there's a strong belief that Schwarber is being courted aggressively by the Reds.
Yeah, I think the Reds would be a great fit for him. He could destroy that ballpark too. We could see some balls end up in the Ohio for sure.
Yeah, he would hit some absolute bombs there.
Yeah. Yankees trade Stanton and sign Schwarber. Oh God, I do not want to see Schwarber in Yankee Stadium. Please, no.
He would hit so many pop flies that carried out.
Oh God, man, he'd have 85 homers. No way.
Jeff, I'd be curious. I don't think Schwarber's a good fit in Detroit. His power bat kind of gets nullified in that building. Not that he still wouldn't hit home runs, but that's not a good ballpark for a left-handed power hitter.
Yeah, it's a tough one. Yeah. Over under 45 texts that Nick sent to Harrison after landing Traxel. So if you guys don't know, next Thursday night, December 4th, we will have longtime MLB 16-year veteran Steve Traxel on the show. I can't wait for that. Crazy excited. And the way it happened was so organic. It was literally a Steve Traxel trivia question. Who is that guy? I believe. And it was a silhouette.
Yeah.
And he comments, he goes, me. And I'm just like,
yeah, is this guy trolling us?
I screenshotted that real quick, sent it to Harrison, and I just had like the mind blown, the eyes emoji. And he goes, send him a message. I'm like, already did.
Yeah. I literally was like racing into Messenger to send some message, and Nick was already on it. But
yeah. So next Thursday, Steve Traxel will be on our show. So that's going to be awesome to sit and talk and relive his entire career. So pretty cool.
A guy that had some real experience in MLB, like big time experience. And McGuire's 62nd. He was involved in some pretty rough Red Sox Rays rivalry games.
Yeah.
A lot of stuff.
Yeah. So can't wait to jump in on that. So
in Nick's defense, Michael, I mean, you said over under, and John immediately smashed the over. And Joseph's like, we're already past that. Ironically, I got literally just a picture of the chat thread and the confirmation of the time, and then just like these crazy excited faces. That's all I got. And I was like, wait a second, because in the meantime there's other former major leaguers that we're talking to or trying to talk to that were also in that same thread. So it was just like Nick was like, boom, landed this one.
So I had two players message me within 5 seconds of each other, and I'm just like, whoa, crazy. What just happened? While I was at work. But anyways, it was I was just absolutely. So I just fired those off to Harrison real quick, and he's like, okay, cool. What does this mean?
I was like, wait, what?
Yeah. So.
Pretty cool. It's kind of cool because we're now at the point where with our follower count and with the views that we get, where when we reach out to former major leaguers, they don't just blow us off anymore. Sometimes they're like, oh, I'd be interested. Or we've got other major leaguers that are actually helping us, other former major leaguers we've talked to, they're helping to connect us to other ones.
Yeah.
So now we're beginning to open up this network of former players that before now, none of them would have been at all interested in talking to us.
Yeah. So we have a couple others that are in the works. I'm still trying to work on Jack McKeon, but that's a really tough one because we are not technology sound. So that one's been really tough.
Yeah. You may almost have to film that one, just you and him, and then we'll just air it because it's going to be really hard to try to do that one remotely.
Yeah, but I talked to him. I play phone tag with him a couple times a week, but that one's pretty cool. But
just record a phone conversation. I would just love to hear him.
Yeah,
just ask him a couple of questions, and because his stories have got to be epic.
Oh, I can't even imagine. But
so, Michael, yes, he sends me all kinds of updates all through the night. we were passing messages back and forth at all hours of the night, and then when he lands tracks, I just get a picture. We were like tripping over each other to race to the messenger though to talk to him. So Nick's fast. Don't let him fool you. He's quick.
Yeah, my wife thinks so too. But anyways,
wow.
So sorry, couldn't leave that one.
Yes, Cap, 100% right. If anybody knows Jamie Moyer, we need to make that connection. That is our goal.
Trying, and I have some people on that too. So Jim Rowe might have some connections that we're trying to get possibly in that way.
Can we just send him like one of our slides with his silhouette or with his picture hidden in it? Be like, dude, you're literally like our show mascot.
I know, it would be incredible. So,
oh, John, this would be so epic to get Leland on here to just drop F-bombs and smoke cigarettes.
Yeah,
rip some lung darts and drop some F-bombs.
Yeah. So we're working hard. We're getting there. We're, like Harrison said, we're building that. We're building that network, which is crazy exciting for us.
John, your comment just completely took Nick off track there for a minute. He just like stuttered all over himself because he saw it.
I didn't even see it.
Oh, I thought you saw the comment and reacted.
Gotcha.
Yeah. I put it on the screen and like you paused. I'm like, he's totally reading it.
No, I didn't. I was trying to tune it out, but
Nick's love for baseball is officially my spirit animal.
That's awesome. that actually means a lot. That's pretty cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's really exciting. I mean, I feel like a little kid again, right? I mean, like, especially the Traxel one, because we watched him. WGN, we
so many games.
Yeah, so I'm saying everybody watched WGN. It was the Cubs were always on TV. We all watched him.
Well, and then he went to the Rays and he pitched against the Red Sox constantly. Right. And so I saw him a ton there. I mean, he was a Cub from 93 to 99.
Yeah.
And then he was a Ray in 2000. And then he was off with the Mets, where I used to pick him up through other National League feeds.
Right.
So it is I watched so much of his career.
Yeah. East Coast, don't be hating on the fit. This is my work attire, and I had to come in like at the nick of time, pardon the pun, because we're setting up for Thanksgiving for the seniors tomorrow. So I was doing my good deed and getting paid for it. So I just had to come in at the last minute. Still my work uniform. Got to look good for the
That might actually be the nicest thing anybody said about Nick's style. Just pointing it out.
Yeah. Second grader about to get first communion, but it is what it is. But yeah,
even if we didn't see him on WGN, the World saw him give up 62 to McGuire.
I mean,
that they did.
Yeah, so I'm sure that question will be asked at some point, because it's like, for me watching the clip, like yes, as a pitcher myself, like giving up a home run was always the worst thing ever, right? And then to watch him go around the bases and your teammates are giving him high five, like how does that make you feel?
That's like, tough. And it's the whole thing, like, there's so much history in baseball, and you can be on the right side or the wrong side of it. What does it mean to be the guy on the, that gave up the record-setting home run? And honestly, it probably doesn't phase you over the span of your career, because like the pitch that Traxel threw wasn't a bad pitch. I mean, Big Mac just smoked it.
Yeah, there was a down and away slider, I think. It wasn't terrible. It
wasn't a bad pitch.
No. So,
like, can you imagine being the guy that gave that one up? It's a moment.
Yeah. Tommy, I work at a retirement community here in North Carolina. And I help run 4 restaurants for them on the campus. So, yeah, I work from like 10 to 8 every day and hang out with seniors. So pretty cool.
He's got to be handling it better than Ralph Bronca. Ask Mike Baxick about 762. I mean, And no, John, I don't think he grooved him. And it was a fastball or slider, like down and away. It wasn't a bad pitch. And McGuire just jumped on it. And
it was the shortest of his 62 home runs that year.
It was a little like humpback liner. Like, it wasn't even an impressive home run. It was like completely opposite of every home run he hit all year.
Yeah, yeah, barely snuck over the wall there, but
Yep. Little top spin line drive.
yeah. So yeah. Yeah, actually, I do it right at the host stand, so it's pretty funny. It's actually really cool because I also get my baseball history lessons from some of the seniors.
Oh yeah.
Some of the guys
They've
that
seen some stuff.
some of the guys that I talked to were born in like 1925. Like we have a couple residents that are like 100 years old, right? They've seen Warren Spahn, they've seen Ted Williams, they've seen Roberto Clemente, they've seen these guys play, and I'm just sitting there like, uh-huh, uh-huh.
Yeah, tell me about it.
And then like I mean it's incredible, and a lot of them are massive baseball fans. And I have one resident where he's a Dodgers fan, but only because he grew up in Brooklyn. Like he was a
Oh
Brooklyn
yeah,
Dodgers fan. So like and he tells me all about Ebbets Field and like how the New York baseball culture was there. And it's just absolutely incredible. And yes, they were the classmates of Jamie Moyer.
for sure.
And to bring up Joseph's comment about let's see if I can find it here, back here. This one. Did you guys see the latest evidence on the Da Vinci Code-esque conspiracy theory that Jamie Moyer was at the Last Supper? Now, so we in our in our all-time draft like group chat we got going with Nostalgic Baseball Geezer, Romantic About Baseball, and Baseball History Dork, and everybody else. There's 12 of us in there doing an all-time draft. We got on this Jamie Moyer like 2-hour rant. It turned into Photoshop. And, oh my god, it's absolutely incredible.
And I just like to set the record straight. Who is my fifth starter on my all-time team? Jamie Moyer.
I know you.
I drafted him for all of you. Jamie Moyer is
know.
on my all-time team. He's my fifth starter.
Oh man, you took him before I could. I
Yeah.
should have just taken him as my ace.
Probably should have.
But Koufax was still there, so I kind of had to.
But we knew that he had to be with one of us. You know, the rounding third guys had to have Jamie Moyer on the roster, so we took care of it.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, Moyer brokered the Louisiana Purchase. This is going to start turning into like the Chuck Norris jokes, like, but it's just going to be Jamie Moyer.
Yeah, pretty much.
Jamie Moyer counted to infinity twice.
Yeah, he is our Chuck Norris.
Yeah, for sure. Man, oh man. But all right. Do you have anything else for this evening, or
wait? No, we're at 2 hours and 27 minutes. Probably should call it. We didn't, night before Thanksgiving, had no idea if there'd be anybody out there and how long we'd last, but this was a good one.
Yeah, absolutely love it. So again, thank you to everybody in the chat. You guys are absolutely incredible. I love the fun that we have together, just sitting talking baseball. It's the only person to strike out Chuck Norris and live to tell the tale. Love it. But yeah, just love the fact that we can just sit here for a couple hours, a couple times a week, talk baseball. It's the best. So really appreciate you guys, everything you bring to the show. Love that you guys are part of it. Happy Thanksgiving. Be safe. No frozen air fryer turkeys, please. And enjoy the day. Watch some World Series reruns because football's not great on Thanksgiving from what I hear. So just watch some World Series reruns.
You get stuck with the Cowboys every year. Like, you know how that's going to go.
Yeah, exactly. So anyways, we will be back on Sunday, and we do have, I think, a fan joining us. If I can't quite remember his name.
I know we bumped him for track, so that's all I know.
Yeah, that's right. And then we're gonna put him on Sunday, I think. I can't remember who it is, Michael Simpson. But yeah, so Michael Simpson will be joining us on Sunday, and to kind of talk through a little bit of like the first rumblings of baseball. So like not just history, we're talking like history of baseball. So that will be on Sunday. And then news and a whole bunch of other stuff on Sunday. So check us out Sunday night, 9 p.m. Till then, have a very happy, safe Thanksgiving, and we will see you then.